every night.
NHL Morning Skate
with Scott Laughlin and Gord Stellick.
Weekdays 7 a.m. Eastern
on NHL Network Radio,
Sirius XM 91, and the Sirius XM app.
The best player analysts and insiders live on NHL Network Radio.
Mike Rupp.
With the Leafs, the fact that they're trying to change some things has made me not make it so life and death every day for this team. In the past, it was like, this is who we are, and then you see the matchups and it's not working out, and you're like, why are things not changing? Well, things are changing right now, and it's going to take some time to get all the way there.
Get the latest opinion and analysis you need on the home of hockey, NHL Network Radio,
Sirius XM 91, and the Sirius XM app.
Ray Hudson here with an important announcement. You can listen to your favourite Sirius XM FC shows on the all-new Sirius XM app, now available for all subscribers.
Leafs Game Night live from Scotiabank Arena. Jim Taddy, former NHLer Anthony Stewart with you. Joe Bowen and Jimmy Ralph standing by. Edmonton is here on a Saturday night. Connor McDavid and crew, Leon Draisaitl and all the big Western shooters are going to go with an 11 forward, 7 defenseman lineup because Arvidsson is out. But we're going to go back to the lead story, defending against Connor McDavid. And here's Chris Tanev on slowing the big guy down.
Incredible player. There's no, you just saw what he did the other day. So, yeah, it takes a full team to play good defense for 60 minutes against him.
What's the key for the 5-man unit when you're out there against a guy with him to manage his speed?
Yeah, try to get above him, manage the puck. You don't want to give them odd man rushes, especially sort of three-quarters ice at their blue lines. They're a really good transition team, and that's where they can catch you.
Why do you think the chemistry has been so good for you and Jake? It feels like right away.
Yeah, Jake's a smart player. He's played for a long time now. He's good, smart player, good skater, good with the puck. So it's been a great time playing with him.
How much pride do you guys take in that kind of shutdown, that down roll, going into games like this?
Yeah, I mean, every game you have a different role, and you try to contribute to the team the best you can. So I mean, it's, as I said, it takes a full team to shut these guys down, playing the right way for 60 minutes. They're that talented. So
what did the team take away from the way Washington went, the comeback? What can that do for the group?
Yeah, second half of the game, we felt like we really took it over and started skating and moving the puck is quicker and playing faster. And that's how we want to be. We want to be a fast team that forechecks and puts pressure on the other team's D to break pucks out and make plays. And I think that's what we did sort of the second half of the game.
What stood out to you about Tavares in that game? I know Jake pointed out, like, it's been kind of all year, but it felt like even on that game he elevated a bit. What have you seen from him?
Yeah, I mean, John's a leader. There's a reason he's played so long and been successful so long. Just his preparation. He's a true pro. So I mean, he works extremely hard at his game and taking care of his body to be able to give us the best John possible, and obviously he was amazing for us last game.
That is Chris Tanev talking there about, first of all, starting with dealing with McDavid, and then about his teammate John Tavares. So Edmonton is here. We've talked a lot about McDavid. This is like a point-blank assignment, though, Stu. I mean, it's you have to do this. It's non-negotiables, we like to say. You got to stop him.
Yeah, and I know you do a lot of basketball, and it's not just the task is not on one guy. It's on the system, it's on the structure, it's on that game plan. But what you don't want to do is get back to the games like Columbus and Ottawa, where it's just turning to a neutral zone track meet. And we've seen what McDavid's capable of. Remember that play he made on Riley? You give him time and space, he's going to turn you inside out. So I think you just got to have a good gap, a good stick, and match his pace. But again, do not make it easy on him. Take his time and space away, but manage the puck. Don't turn pucks over. Have a solid first start to periods. Have a solid last 2-3 minutes of periods. And I think the key today is the discipline. Do not get into the territory where you have to kill 2-3 penalties a period, because, yes, it's been struggling, but as of late it's been heating up. And for McDavid, he is the king of deferring and finding seams. So just find a way to slow him down, and it's easier said than done, because this is an elite player that can have big nights and big shifts at any given moment. If you give him an inch, he will take a mile.
You recalled the Riley play, which is about an hour after I cut Noodles off. We were doing the live broadcast, and we had to hit the network station, so I cut him off in mid-word, and I can still see how low his jaw is.
It's funny. I try to recreate that. I coach the 12-year-olds, and I try to come up and make that move, but just shows what type of player he is, world-class player, and he can make anybody look silly, and it's great to see.
Well, and you're right. I mean, if you go back to the Ottawa performance, and certainly the one in Columbus earlier, if you do those on the wrong night, you got a really bad scoreboard.
Yes.
Not that 6-2 in Columbus is anything to be happy about.
Yeah, and this team, and they beat the Vancouver Canucks the other night, the first game of their 3-game win streak, 7-3. So they can put up points, they can score in bunches. So control what you can't control. And there's 5 points on the board for things to focus on right now, and McDavid's just one. So there's 3 or 4 other ones that you need to take care of that, and the game will take care of itself.
So after the Washington win, did you look differently at the Ottawa game, or has that just become, you just put that on a shelf as sort of an outlier?
Well, I think you splice the two together, and you're like, yeah, you know what? One bad game, one pretty good game. But I think for them, it's just the habits, starting on time, having a good start, not giving up 2-3 scoring opportunities in the first 5 minutes. And the games where they've been successful, they've managed the puck where the opposition they've only gotten 2-3 shots in the first 10 minutes, first half of that first period. So it's going to be tough because Edmonton's a great skating team. They can push the pace through the neutral zone. They're a really good transition team. And they have McDavid and Draisaitl, but they also have Perry, and that's another guy that can affect the game positively and negatively. Do not get distracted with him, and you're going to see him crash in the crease. But I think this game's more so what Toronto needs to focus on as opposed to trying to slow down what Edmonton's plan is to do on their end.
And Perry's the kind of guy you'd love to have in your team because I don't know how he does it, but after the whistle, he finds a way to back into your goalie.
Yeah, they don't call him the worm for nothing, too. And, again, he was interested in being a Leaf, so it's funny what history would, how different it would be if he was here, too, because he's a guy that just doesn't show up in the regular season, but most importantly in the playoffs.
So, I mean, they juggled the lines against Wednesday, and it worked eventually. It took a little while for that to gel, but it worked out okay. Hakanpaa made his debut, so this will be game 2 for Hakanpaa, and I would assume we don't have the lines yet, but we're working on them. I don't think there's going to be much deviation. Steves would be out, and Robertson would be in. But to move Tavares up with Marner and McMahon, also move McMahon up, and have Domi between Nylander and Nyes was pretty strong, wasn't it?
It is. And again, JT, we did see the speed, but he's not known as the fastest player. But having Marner and McMahon who can fly up and down the ice, I think that they complement each other really, really well. Same thing with Nyes, Domi, and Nylander. So I think that's going to be the key on the offensive. One of those two lines having a big night because I don't think Edmonton can match their depth up front. So I really like the combinations, but I'm looking for that third line. I'm looking for the Holmbergs and the Camps and the Robertson, who's been snake bit, a whole entire season after scoring 5 in the preseason. They have a big game. So to beat teams like Edmonton and be consistent in those Ottawa games, you need different guys stepping up and different lines stepping up at different moments.
So let's go back to Big Hakanpaa, who will play tonight. A big body on that blue line for sure, and obviously coming back from knee surgery, so he has to develop some trust in his body, and here he is talking about that.
Like some time back when I got here, skated here for a little bit, and then after that it slowly, started to get to a place where you're just like, okay, let's just go play, let's just go practice, let's just go do the things I always done out there, and then, if it hurts, it's gonna tell me, so, instead of me feeling out for it. So I think that's probably one of the biggest things throughout this whole process, to me learning to just kind of trust it again, build that trust, build that relationship with it again. So, but it's been good for a long time now, so that's good.
You're not exactly easing back in here. Ovechkin the other night, McDavid tonight. What's it like when you're out there with McDavid?
Well, you got to be at your best. I think that's really the way I want to put it. It's just you got to be aware. Be aware where he's at, where everything's at on the ice, and you just gotta give your best. I think that's the key there. And then a lot of times with him or any other great player, you need all the 5 guys out there, being on the same page, helping out too. So, it's challenging, but it's fun at the same time. That's what you want to do. You want to compete against the best in the world, right? So. How did
you find playing with Morgan?
It was really nice.
great player, sees the ice so well, has been doing it for a long time, and it was easy. He made my life easy out there, so it was a lot of fun.
So let's talk about the blue line. The pairings are McCabe and Tanev, excellent pairing. Riley and Hakanpaa. I like all the pairings. Ekman, Larson, and Timmins and Benoit will sit again tonight. But when you look at that, there's size, there's grit, there's puck moving ability. All the elements are there in each one of those units.
Yeah, and there's a lot of depth, too. And you saw Philip Myers going down to the minors on a conditioning stint earlier on today, and you got Benoit waiting in the wings. It's a good problem to have, knowing that you can insert a guy that's going to stick and play a good defensive first system, too. And I think right now it's just finding maybe a little bit of chemistry and a right-hand shot specifically for Morgan Rielly to play with. So I think for Hakanpaa, let's manage the expectations. I don't think he's going to come in here and be, the top 3 defenseman. I think he is a bottom pairing guy, but you win championships with guys like that too. So again, he's coming back from an injury. It's going to take time, but for his first game coming in, playing a solid 15 minutes, he's a good guy to add to this mixture of defense, and I think is one of the cores and big components to this group.
Yeah, I agree with that. It's going to take him some time to get back to where he was, but in the meantime, you've got McCabe and Tanev. That's a nice unit too, isn't it?
For me, in my hockey world, it's a sexy pairing, right? And again, you look around the league, and yes, there's some offensive stalwarts and guys that can rush the puck, but if you're talking about a solid second line pairing that can go out and win a championship, these two guys are on near the tops of my list. And just watching Tanev and just the warrior that he is, and he's blocking shots and he's jumping in front of shots, 4 or 5 block shots to game 2. And McCabe, heavy, solid, jumps up in the rush when he needs to, makes a good solid first pass. I like that. And if I'm a goaltender, I'd love having those two guys on the back end because they just complement each other so well, and it makes it easier. They clear out the front of the net, and when the game is on the line, they make that big play as well too. So it's a big on paper. It might not look like that, but if I'm a team building a championship roster, those two guys are big pieces.
Let's squeeze in a thought about Edmonton. I said they're going 11-7 because Arvidsson is out. Stetcher is the 7th defenseman. Arvidsson plays on that second line. That's a significant loss.
Yes, and it looks like potentially Pekoljan, I think, maybe might be able to fill in, or Corey Perry, I think, as well. I didn't really get a chance to check in the warm-ups there, too. But what it does now is on that fourth line or on that third line, you could hide a McDavid or a Draisaitl for an extra shift, some guy that can really turn over a shift. So if I'm Toronto, I got to be careful because you got to see who is on the ice and play accordingly. So the bad thing for Toronto now, I think that's going to jump up McDavid's and Draisaitl's minutes probably by an extra minute and a half to 2.5 minutes. So they just got to be aware now and be extra aware who's on the ice, given that there's an extra forward that has to jump over the boards for every shift.
So this week against Ottawa, not so good. Against Washington, great comeback. And tonight against Connor McDavid and the Edmonton Oilers, what's going to happen? That's the ultimate question. Will they be able to stop that player, Connor McDavid, and what are they going to do about their own offense as well? They're going to be able to match up without Austin Matthews. We'll set that up for you further as Leafs Game Night continues on TSN 1050, the iHeartRadio app, and the Leafs Radio Network.
Getting my Honda CR-V has opened the door to adventure. With Econ Mode to maximize fuel efficiency, I'm free to explore. And with tons of cargo space, it's easy to pack for getaways. My dog, camping gear. It's like I've discovered a wild, adventurous side of me. Alice is excited too.
Lease the CR-V LX two-wheel drive for $99 weekly at 2.99% APR for 28 months with $2,000 down. Offer includes $1,500 lease bonus. OAC conditions apply. See HondaOntario.com.
Breaking story from Alpine News Network. Firefighter Finn McHose, that's a nickname, right? Needed help contending with a blaze of debt. He called Alpine Credits and a superhero was sent his way. Summoning water, she extinguished the fire and consolidated his debt into one low monthly payment. His floors may be wet, but his debt is under control. Own your home? Need a loan? Alpine Credits can help.
Alpine Credits, where homeowners get approved. Just for license 12616.
Do you have an invention idea but don't know what to do next? Call InventHelp now for free information on how to get started today. InventHelp provides invention services that help everyday inventors get started with their idea. We have representatives nationwide who will explain the InventHelp process step by step. Over 10,000 patents have been secured through InventHelp's patent referral services. Our services include professional materials needed to showcase your invention and 3D animation and prototype modeling that help you demonstrate your idea. Get down to the details of your idea with a technical drawing. The InventHelp Databank includes thousands of companies who have agreed to review new ideas. We've been helping inventors since 1984. Let's help you next. Take advantage of the opportunity to get started today.
Call 1-800-353-6081. That's 1-800-353-6081. Again, 1-800-353-6081.
Well, it's Saturday night and a Canadian East-West matchup. The Oilers and their best are all set to go, and the Leafs will continue on with Austin Matthews. So, will they be able to contain McDavid and company, and will the Leafs be able to continue what they had going in the third period in Washington on Wednesday night? Well, let's find out. Molson Canadian Leafs hockey starts now.
It's time for Molson Canadian Leafs hockey on TSN 1050 and the Leafs Radio Network. The Leafs live here.
Oh, they certainly do. And getting set to take on Connor McDavid and the Edmonton Oilers. Thanks for joining us in Molson Canadian Leafs hockey. Jim Taddy, former NHLer Anthony Stewart with us, and also Joe Bone and Jimmy Ralph standing by, polishing their accounts and descriptions. The starting lineup is brought to you by Molson, the official beer sponsor of the Toronto Maple Leafs. Tavares centering Marner and McMahon. Domi centering Nylander and Nyes. Camp between Holmberg and Robertson, who's back in tonight. Lorentz, Reeves, and Dewar on the fourth line. And on the blue line, it is Morgan, Riley, Hakanpaa. It'll be McCabe and Tanev, and also Oliver Ekman-Larsson, who will be honored for his 1,000th game. And Connor Timmins, Anthony Stolarz starts in goal. What do you make of all that, Stu?
It's a really solid matchup tonight with Connor McDavid in town. And again, we saw the orange jerseys during the warm-up here. But again, I think it's for Toronto. It's another big, big test. And I think their bread and butter this year, despite some of the losses, is that the attention to detail on both ends of the puck. And they're going to have to do that with Connor McDavid, who's got many points. I believe 9 points in his last 3 games. And he can take over a game. So, yes, it's going to be easier said than done to slow him down. It's going to be impossible to stop him, but slow him down. Take his time and space away, and have good discipline as well, too, because this power play has been pretty good as of late. 2 for 9 their last 3 games as well, too. So, again, Draisaitl, McDavid, and they have some other pieces as well. Just mind the puck, manage the puck, play a good, solid game, and build on that great comeback win against the Washington Capitals on Wednesday.
And stay out of the penalty box.
Discipline is the best penalty kill, and that's the best advice I ever got. and what you don't want is be taking 2, 3, 4 penalties a period. And if you're going to take a penalty, make sure it's stopping a goal, not a penalty 200 feet away from your own zone, a hooking, a tripping, a slashing type penalty. Make sure that they earn every single inch, because if you give them that inch, they definitely can take a mile.
It's always a simple answer. They're scoring in the power play. Well, don't take any penalties.
Well, then they're playing too soft, and they're not, But again, for me, I think the penalties is just sort of maybe a reflection of how hard you may be playing. And if you're taking a penalty, boxing a guy out, or a big hit, setting the tone early first period, I don't think that's something that Craig Berube is going to worry about here. So it's a big, big solid test, and it's a big night in honoring OEL, who's had a great career as well. So it's a big, big night with McDavid in town. I expect a big, high-octane, really, really good start to this.
Yeah, about 8 minutes from now, they're going to honor OEL, and we'll take that ceremony with PA announcer Mike Ross live here on TSN 1050 and the Leafs Radio Network. So for the Oilers, 11 forwards because Arvidsson is out, so Corey Perry moves up on the second line, and the other forwards, Skinner and Ryan, will be rotated around. Other players will play with them because they have to go with 7 defensemen. Stetcher is the ad on the blue line, and Stuart Skinner is their starting goaltender. We talked about Hakanpaa earlier. Let's get back to that now. Here is Coach Berube, and by the way, Coach's comments are brought to you by Honda. Score a $1,500 Honda bonus on the CRV LX. Conditions apply. Visit HondaOntario.com. Coach Berube on Hakanpaa's journey back.
That's hard. I mean, this is going back to March, I guess, where, he was playing and he was out. It's been a tough road for him for sure, with a lot of rehab and getting everything right. He's a good pro. He's a good hard worker, and he knows what he needs to do to get back. And again, it's still a process here going on, and he'll keep working at it. He's, like I said, he's been in the league for a while and been a good player in this league, and He's trying to get back to that form.
Craig, Tavares has obviously been around a long time. I mean, what do you think's allowed him to keep having success this deep into his NHL career?
I think his dedication to the game. He's a very prepared guy. It starts in the summertime with him, working on his game, working on his skating. He's constantly trying to keep improving as he gets older, and I think more than anything, he's a true professional, and he knows what he needs to do to be prepared for each year. And when you get older, you got to do different things to stay up with the pace of the game and the speed of the game. And he's done that. I think, like I said, it just starts in the summer, and just being around him for a short time, day in and day out, I watch his preparation, and it's a guy who prepares like that day in and day out, every day. He's going to keep playing and play at a high level.
Craig, you obviously grew up in so-called oil country. What did that franchise mean to you growing up? And are there still Oiler fans in Calahoo, or have you converted them all?
I switched a few. Not many, though. Actually, I really got to watching the Oilers in the 80s, obviously, and I was playing junior hockey, and, I became a huge Oiler fan for sure, being in that area and watching them win Stanley Cups and watching some of the best players to ever play the game right in my hometown, almost. So it was special for me to watch these guys play and how good they were and winning championships and stuff like that. And then, as you get older and you turn pro, I got to know a bunch of them. I played with some of those guys, so pretty special for me. And, Wayne Gretzky, when I was in St. Louis, Wayne he's in St. Louis a lot. His wife's from there, so he had a place there. And every time he came into town, we'd hook up and hang out for a while. And he's a great human being to be around, and he loves talking hockey. So we'd spend hours just sitting together talking hockey and being around him. So it's pretty special for me.
You've leaned on Domi a lot, obviously down the middle with Matthews out. As he's worked through the physical and mental strain, is there any way to take anything off his plate, or is it just the way?
Who would you say?
Domi, sorry.
Domi,
yeah. You've leaned on him, obviously, with Matthews out, down the middle. Is there any way to take anything off the player, or is it just the way it is right now?
Well, it's the way it is right now, but I think if you look at it, moving Kampf up in that third hole and the minutes he's getting now, so we're taking a little bit off his plate that way. So it's just about me managing how he's looking and what's going on with his ice time and things like that. So, like I said, giving him maintenance days as much as we can to keep him going.
Coach Berube ending up on the Austin Matthews story, and true enough, the way to cover that up is to get more out of everybody, a little more out of each player.
Yes, and again, this is the team that has an abundance of offense. So yes, obviously they're going to be missing Austin Matthews and what he brings to this lineup, but it's an opportunity. And teams that go on to win championships, they have injuries. That's part of everyday life in the National Hockey League. So yes, they do miss him. He is a big part of this offense. But if you want to have success, you need other guys to step up. So again, Adomi, I think, can take his game to another level as well. Again, Nyes needs. He hasn't scored in his 4 games after his 7 goals through his first hot start as well too. So they got to do it by committee. But this is an opportunity as National Hockey League player that you're very, very prideful. This is your opportunity to step up, and you got to grab the bull by the horns.
Let's talk a bit about the Oilers. Obviously, ex-Leafs Zach Hyman and Travis Dermott on display tonight.
Who?
Travis Dermott.
Oh. No, but again, that just shows the great job that they've done by quieting sort of the storylines, where we haven't even mentioned Zach Hyman, who went and scored 50-plus goals last year as well, too. And the same thing with Dermott, who was a big part of the lineup as well, too, when they were with Toronto Maple Leafs. So, again, a lot of money on the board, I'm sure, and I'm sure they're going to want to have big games against a team that no longer could get a deal done for their services. So they're big components of this Edmonton Oilers team, too. Hyman Hyman hasn't had the greatest start to this season too. So what better opportunity or time for him to break that slump that he's in against his former team?
Let's look at their blue line. Ekholm and Bouchard, Nurse, Travis Dermott, Kulak, and Emberson, and of course Stetcher's the seventh defenseman. I mean, their defense last year found its legs as the playoffs started and went on to bigger and better things, and then they lost a couple of pieces.
Yeah, they did. And a player to key on for the Edmonton Oilers is Matthias Ekholm, and he's probably one of the most solid two-way defensemen in the whole entire National Hockey League. He's going to eat up a lot of minutes. He averages about 23, 24 minutes a game, and he really alleviated all the pressure that was on Darnell Nurse before he got there. And Evan Bouchard is one of the budding offensive defensemen in the league. He's got 4 goals and 10 points this season as well. And Nurse is a guy, I'm going to see him having a big game in the spotlight of Saturday night in Toronto. He's another guy that can eat a lot of minutes as well too. So I think for Toronto, take their time and space away, get in on them early and often. I want to hear that glass rattling, especially the first 5-10 minutes, and try to wear them down because they are very, very solid for a 4-man unit back there.
So it's a Saturday night, and we're seconds away from going to Mike Ross, the PA announcer, in the OEL 1000 game ceremony. He'll be honored. He and his family will be honored. There's action this afternoon. Seattle got by the Islanders by a score of 3-2, and in overtime, the Blues squeaked by the Boston Bruins in Boston by a score of 3-2. Already underway, Sharks in Pittsburgh, Sabres in Philadelphia against the Flyers. Both those games are mere minutes old, so we'll keep you posted on all of that stuff. And Mike Ross just going through the final introductions, and we're going to go over to hear him with the ceremony very shortly. In fact, let's do that now.
On Wednesday, November 13th, Oliver Ekman-Larsson became the 398th player in National Hockey League history to play 1,000 professional games. A first-round draft pick from Tingsryd, Sweden, his NHL career began with the Coyotes before he went to Vancouver, then to Florida, where he won a Stanley Cup, and now to Toronto to wear the maple leaf. Fans from Tingsryd, Sweden, number 95, Oliver Ekman-Larsson. Joining Oliver, please welcome his father Patrick, his brother Kevin, his wife Maya, and his son Leo. Fans, please turn your attention to the video board as we take a look back at Oliver's career and this incredible milestone.
The Phoenix Coyotes are proud to select from Leksand, Sweden, Oliver Ekman-Larsson.
The right pick for the right team.
Made a save to come down to Ekman-Larsson. He scored! There it is! First National Hockey League goal for Oliver Ekman-Larsson, and it's a big one.
I've had 1,000 games. It's been a treat to watch you play the game, starting out in Phoenix. I've always been a huge fan, and it's an honor to play with you.
For Ekman-Larsson, fires a shot, he scores!
What an unbelievable accomplishment. And what you've done for this league has been amazing. Representing your country, being a captain in this league. Good luck this year and keep it on going, baby.
Score! And that might be Ekman-Larsson's first goal as a Vancouver Canuck.
We're fortunate to play with you in a few national team tournaments, and we have to say that you were one of our favorite teammates. Enjoy the night, celebrate with family and friends, and hopefully we'll see you in the future.
Biz here popping by to congratulate you on 1,000 games, buddy. No surprise here. I knew you'd eventually get here. The minute I saw you skate in Arizona so effortlessly, those little floaters from the blue line, little heat-seeking missiles, back-to-back 20-goal seasons. I love you, buddy. So proud of you.
congrats on 1,000 games. It was a pleasure playing with you. You always came down with a smile on your face and gave everything for the team. Winning the cup with you, I got amazing memories from that.
You are exactly what an NHL hockey player should be. You've had a huge impact on everyone you've ever played with. From the day one as a 19-year-old kid, I've been impressed with you. And even more impressed with you now.
Oliver, I just want to congratulate you on 1,000 games. What an amazing accomplishment. Proud to be your teammate, and good luck.
They can play the 1,000 games with Toronto Maple Leafs. I know something else.
Congratulations to the 1,000 game. What a great career. Great to see you join the Maple Leafs. Keep going.
Presenting a Tiffany Crystal on behalf of the National Hockey League in recognition of this milestone is Toronto Maple Leafs General Manager Brad Treliving. A silver stick etched with the teams and games that made up Oliver's playing career will be presented to Oliver by Toronto Maple Leafs General Manager Brad Treliving. The silver stick is traditionally given to a player who has reached the 1,000 game accomplishment. A mini silver stick is also being presented to Oliver's son, Leo. On behalf of the Toronto Maple Leafs, the Edmonton Oilers, the NHL, Leafs Nation, and hockey fans everywhere, congratulations, Oliver, on reaching this tremendous milestone.
That was extremely well done. The opening face-off is next. This is Molson Canadian Leafs Hockey on TSN 1050, the iHeartRadio app, and the Leafs Radio Network.
Sports Grid Radio on Sirius XM has you covered this college football season.
The Tennessee Volunteers take on the Georgia Bulldogs in a massive SEC matchup to keep playoff hopes alive. The Vols haven't beat the Bulldogs since 2016 and are 9-point underdogs against Georgia this weekend. Can they pull off the upset and the cover? Make sure you tune into Sports Grid Radio to stay up to date on all the latest.
The place to get the winning edge over the sports books this football season is Sports Grid Radio, channel 159 in the car and on the Sirius XM app. The biggest plays.
What a save!
Hits.
Oh, hard hit.
Goals.
What's up? What's up, insiders? How we doing tonight? Thanks for hanging out with us tonight on Hockey Night in Canada, our favorite night of the week. If you haven't done so already, this is your reminder. Please check and hit that like button. Give us a thumbs up and share this thing out so we can get more hockey fans hanging out with us all over the world. Let's go cheer on our buds tonight. We got to get the W. Always got to win on Hockey Night in Canada. Go Leafs, go. We'll see you back in there.
This guy, okay. Playing with that guy, okay. In these last couple of years, he's learned to have the layer of the defensive structure as well. So that's just made him a much more complete player.
Sirius XM, NHL Network Radio. Sirius XM 91. And on your schedule with the Sirius XM app.
Under review.
And nobody in Winnipeg wants to say it, but I'll say it. Connor Hellebuck did not play the level he's capable of in the playoffs. That's a big part of the equation. Connor can play better. He's one of the best goalies in the league. The Jets have been told by everybody, but me, I want that noted, I got this one right, that everyone said they're going to take a step back.
Under review with Mick Kern.
11 a.m. Eastern on NHL Network Radio.
Sirius XM 91 and the Sirius XM app. NHL Morning Skate.
Tampa Bay Lightning General Manager Julian Brisebois.
Can you tell us something about Nikita Kucherov, the player, the person?
He puts so much time working at his craft. He is looking to improve every little detail of his game, of his skill set. You know, he gets rewarded by being an all-time great player, and we get rewarded by having one of the best players in the world on our team every night.
NHL Morning Skate
with Scott Laughlin and Gord Stellick.
Weekdays 7 a.m. Eastern
on NHL Network Radio.
Sirius XM 91 and the Sirius XM app.
The best player analysts and insiders live on NHL Network Radio. Mike Rupp.
With the Leafs, the fact that they're trying to change some things has made me not make it so life and death every day for this team. In the past, it was like, this is who we are, and then you see the matchups and it's not working out, and you're like, why are things not changing? Well, things are changing right now, and it's going to take some time to get all the way there.
Get the latest opinion and analysis you need on the home of hockey, NHL Network Radio, Sirius XM 91, and the Sirius XM app.
The National Women's Soccer League Championship game is coming to SiriusXM.
Hey, it's World Cup winner Heather O'Reilly of SiriusXM FC. Join Jessica Charman and me for the first national radio broadcast of the NWSL Final.
That's right, Heather. We'll be taking you through every thrilling moment live from Kansas City.
Join us as we make history at the 2024 NWSL Final on Saturday, November 23rd at 8 Eastern.
And it's on SiriusXM FC channel 157 and streaming on the SiriusXM app.
Back of the net. There's McDavid again. Nice play off of the back of the net, but the Leafs get it up on the near boards, but still can't get it out. Zach Hyman keeping it in along the wall. The Leafs now finally have some space to try and move the puck up ice. Starting lineups, which are already on the bench, are brought to you by Molson, the official beer sponsor of the Toronto Maple Leafs. Puck out at center ice, and Nyes gets it off onto the wing, but it was well behind Nylander. Carried in by Riley. He launches a shot well wide of the goal. Nyes getting it back of the net for Domi. Domi double-teamed in against the boards. Has it in his skates. Nylander digging it out for Nyes. Nyes, a reversal move, was hauled down, but Nylander trying to get to the puck does. Gets it again to knock it in for Nyes. Back it comes in front of the net, and a weak shot trickled in on goal. And Stuart Skinner, who gets the start for the Oilers, as a pass comes in and they score at the other end. A deflection by Adam Henrique on an innocent-looking play, and Henrique just got his stick there and tipped it up over the shoulder of Anthony Stolarz, and it's 1-0 Edmonton.
I think this pass goes off Morgan Riley's stick and then onto the stick of Henrique. And that bang-bang play, Morgan Riley, it was not a hard pass off the right wing boards to the front of the net. And Morgan Riley, I think, tips this, and it goes up and then drops perfectly onto the stick.
Yes, it does.
Henrique, who uses the bouncing puck to his advantage and chips it over the right shoulder of Stolarz, and the Oilers are off to an early lead.
Second goal of the season for Adam Henrique.
Done 13 without coming into this game.
Minute 42 into the game, and it's 1-0 Edmonton. Shot deflects off a body and is bounced all the way to center ice, forcing Timmins back to recover. Oliver Ekman-Larsson, game number 1001, as it's played down into the Toronto end. Puck around on the far boards, kept alive by Draisaitl. It'll come to the near point. Bouchard clears it down into the corner. Chipped around the boards by Corey Perry. Draisaitl back to the point. Bouchard at the right side goes into the slot and almost knocked away there by Timmins, as Draisaitl was able to just redirect that at the last second, or there might have been a breakaway opportunity for the Leaf defenseman. 1-0 Edmonton. And if you got a ticket to this game, congratulations. It's the second biggest ticket in the neighborhood. Around back of the net it goes for Dewar. Dewar trying to get to it.
Probably is expensive, though.
You might, in some instances, yes, maybe. Played along the boards and to the line, but the Leafs are able to keep it in. Fourth line out for Toronto. Long lead pass, and in behind the defense. Hustling back, and the pass was deflected just wide by Tanev. Good opportunity there for Jeff Skinner. Puck into the slot, comes back to the point. Emberson with a shot. That deflects off of Stolarz, and it's into the corner. Here's McDavid with it, getting it back to the blue line, but the Oilers were in the midst of changing. Leafs moving right to left in your radio dial, and a shot stopped there by Stolarz off the stick, and now another shot stopped by Stolarz. A rebound in front of the net. Backhand pass goes wide, and McMahon brings it out for Toronto on the right wing. He's going to chip it into the Edmonton zone. Roars in there with a pretty good hit Tackled is Tavares. Puck comes out in front of the net. Tavares is there. Stop, rebound, goal! A beautiful end-to-end perfect passing play that results in a scrum on the end of the boards and an ugly goal.
Bobby McMahon and John Tavares both there. I think McMahon may have been the last to touch it, but it was a great little play by Mitch Marner, the bottom of the left wing circle to the left of Stuart Skinner, that pokes the puck off the stick of Connor McDavid. That frees it up. Tavares takes it to the net, gets the first chance. Skinner stops it in tight, and Bobby McMahon, following up on the rebound, just does sneak it through the pads of the Edmonton goaltender to tie this game at 1.
Marner touched it after it had gone over the goal line, but yeah, you're right. McMahon gets the goal. No question about it.
But Marner made that nice little poke off the stick of McDavid.
But another ugly goal. Jam the front of the net, get traffic.
And it was a chip and chase goal too. Dump it in, go after it.
Long shot from the blue line is scooped up and held by Skinner. And so both teams are on the board. And McMahon will get his 5th of the season.
We talk about Adam Henrique going a stretch without. McMahon has now scored in back-to-back games. He had gone 13 without a goal before scoring the Leafs' first goal in Washington a couple of nights ago.
Marner and Tavares draw the assists as the line combines on the tying goal. And it's 1-1.
And Leafs really need the other lines to get going. I mean, obviously Willie's put up some pretty good numbers, but other than that, there's a lot of offers on lines 3 and 4. 2, 3, and 4.
Put Golson into the forecheck. The puck comes free to Nylander, and Nylander starts out of his own zone. Willie's to the line and in. Fishes it off on the right side for Domi. Centering pass, and that was blocked, and it is cleared into the stands. And a penalty will come as a result.
Boy, Evan Bouchard finds a bouncing puck. Like we said, Adam Henrique sort of took advantage of a rolling puck to chip it over Stolarz for the first Edmonton goal. This time a rolling puck goes against the Oilers as Bouchard just tried to sweep it away. And this looked like about a 9-iron. They got over the glass, and the Edmonton power play, Joe, 4 for 4 in the last 2 they've killed. But they are dead last in the National Hockey League. 16 goals against and 43 times short.
Point shot, no, comes back to Marner, and he drills it, and it was just kicked away at the last second. Power play brought to you by Ontario Subaru dealers. Marner to Tavares, dropping it off. It comes back to Marner to the near side to Nylander. Nylander holds, stretches things out. Works into the corner, then sends it back to Marner. One-timer over on the far side. Riley didn't shoot it. When he did, Nyes just failed to deflect it in. It's centered in front of the net. It's going to be cleared to the line, but not out. Nylander on the near half boards. Being forced by McDavid. Centering pass into the slot and a shot. Oh, and that whistle just wide. Skinner may have gotten a piece. Back to the point to Marner. Leaf power play buzzing. Marner to the right wing side. Nylander in front of the net looking for Tavares. Didn't work. But it comes back to the point. Marner with it to Tavares in the slot. To Willie on the right side. Cross-ice feed for Riley was out of his reach, but he regains the puck. Riley back on the left side. Gives it off to Nylander. Near side and back into the slot for Riley. Shooting! Whistled it wide. The rebound inside of the goal. And Nylander couldn't tip it as he blocked it with his body. Kept in by Riley. Down into the corner for Nyes, and it's going to be grabbed by Edmonton and set down the ice. My goodness, what a great butt of pressure going on there. And a lot of good scoring chances as a result. Robertson to the line. Domi keeps it in for him. Down into the corner it goes. Played along the boards. McMahon trying to get it free, and he does. Robertson back into the lineup. To Ekman Larson, back to Robertson. Twerks and turns with it. Top of the circle, left wing side. Shooting! And a good pad save made by Skinner, and he covers up on it. Your Ontario Subaru dealers, enjoy fall to the fullest with symmetrical full-time all-wheel drive. Visit your local Subaru dealer to book a test drive today.
Still 14 seconds left in this Leaf power play, but already with an edge in shots on goal, 7-4 on the Oilers. Matthew Nyes very nearly tipped one in as well, so the Leafs had a number of opportunities. How many did Morgan Riley have, Joe?
Yep.
2 from just above the hash marks, middle of the ice.
Penalty is 14 seconds left in it. And the draw won by the Oilers, and they'll snap it past Oliver Ekman-Larsson to get it down the ice. Leafs to center. Roll it in over the line. Push back out at center and a race for it with Draisaitl, but Oliver Ekman-Larsson got back to knock it away from him. Played ahead, and now here's Robertson coming down the right wing side. Gets in over the line. Top of the circle with a shot that goes off a stick and has gone up into the screen and out of play, which takes us to our first commercial break. The Leafs won, the Oilers won. You're listening to Molson Leaf Hockey on TSN 1050 and the Maple Leafs Radio Network.
Hey, it's Jeff Lewis, and I've got a big announcement. No, I didn't get canceled yet. Jeff Lewis Live is now 2 hours. That's 2 full hours of me at my best. No charity. Don't ever ask me about charity. No charity. Nothing for free. Or is it my worst? You know what I mean. I apologize. Oh, I'm so sorry. But I'm not sorry at all. It's real and it's messy. It's me, Jeff Lewis. Jeff World is a great place. I love it. As long as everybody feels good. I don't know if everybody feels good.
Jeff Lewis Live. Weekdays at 12 p.m. East on Radio Andy. Sirius XM 102.
The biggest plays.
What a save!
Hits.
Oh, a hard hit.
Goals.
McDavid scores!
Tune to NHL Network Radio for the most in-depth hockey talk on the planet.
He is the GM of the Minnesota Wild.
Insiders.
The revenues and the big business.
And the best analysis on the air.
Alex Ovechkin!
The NHL on Sirius XM. Hear every team and your hometown call. NHL Network Radio. Sirius XM 91. And on demand with the Sirius XM app.
Score!
The National Women's Soccer League Championship game is coming to SiriusXM.
Hey, it's World Cup winner Heather O'Reilly of SiriusXM FC. Join Jessica Charman and me for the first national radio broadcast of the NWSL Final.
That's right, Heather. We'll be taking you through every thrilling moment live from Kansas City.
Join us as we make history at the 2024 NWSL Final on Saturday, November 23rd at 8 Eastern.
And it's on SiriusXM FC channel 157 and streaming on the SiriusXM app.
Join me, Gord Stellick, and Scott Laughlin as we recap the night that was on NHL Morning Skate, weekday mornings at 7 a.m. Eastern on NHL Network Radio, Sirius XM 91.
.53 to go here in period number 1, and we're tied 1-1. Hnic from Janmark and Brown. Connor Brown, the former Leaf, and then McMahon from Tavares and Marner. And shots favoring Toronto 7-4 here in the first 7 minutes and 7 seconds of period number 1.
It was an important goal for the Leafs to tie it. They seemed back on their heels, didn't they, up to that point? And they get the tying goal and almost able to take the lead in the power play.
Played out at center or into the Leaf zone, and then a giveaway, and a pass is intercepted by Marner. He was tripped up, but no call, and he gets it ahead, though. McMahon in, trying to make a move. He did! Oh, what a nice little move. He dropped it to his skates, kicked it up to his stick. That would have been a highlight goal if he'd have scored. Brought on now by Hyman. He gets it ahead at center for Bouchard. Dropping it off for Draisaitl. Into the slot. Backhand by Connor McDavid, and that was stopped by Stolarz, and it's played to center ice. Anthony Stolarz, 6-3-2 with a 2.11 goals against average, but he's 0-2-0 against the Oilers in his career. Pass ahead at center for Ryan. Derek Ryan to the wing, and the shot was blocked before it reached the Toronto goal. Puck in the corner. Punched back by Skinner to the blue line. Long shot by Nurse was stopped there by Stolarz, and the Leafs get it out at center ice. Oilers back, setting it into the Leaf zone by Derek Ryan. Skinner after the puck as it comes around on the boards, and Ryan is there to play it back behind the net. Skinner looking for a man in front, still with it, and no one is going to him. And finally, it's forced wide, and the centering pass was blocked before it reached Stolarz. And that was like a foot in front of the blue paint. Oilers back in their own zone now. Podgolzin gets out at center. Launches it high into the Toronto zone. Vasily Podgolzin goes after it, but the puck comes free, and the Leafs Nyes finds Domi. Cross the line for Nylander on the left wing. Dropping it off at the blue line, and then a shot taken by Ekman Larsson was blocked, but he's managed to regain it. Back to Willie. Nylander dropping it again for Domi. Domi with a shot, and a glove save, and a good one. Made by Stuart Skinner.
When we talk about guys that need to get on the board and break out of slumps, Bobby McMahon's done it now the last couple of games. Max Domi has not scored in the season. Does not have a point in his last 12 coming into this one. And that's with getting time with Marner and Nyes 5-on-5. Now Domi out with Nyes and Willie Nylander.
Nylander wins the draw. Back to the point. A shot deflects wide of the goal off the stick of Chris Tanev. Pinching was McCabe, but it is grabbed off now by Stecker, and Troy Stecker gets it out at center ice. Drop for Emberson. Emberson got it to the Leaf blue line, and down into the Leaf zone it goes. Tanev taken to the boards. Domi to the loose puck to play it up on the wing, but Nylander couldn't get it out for him. Down into the corner for Connor Brown. Can't get it in front. And it is played up on the wing for Nylander, who swings it back behind the net for Jake McCabe. And with the Oilers changing, the Leafs now have an avenue to get it out. Nylander will take it. He hits the line with speed on the right side. Little toe drag move, and he fanned on it completely, but he almost presented himself with a better shot because...
Changed the angle.
Changed the angle, and the goaltender had already collapsed, but it went wide. Long story short, played now in over the line, trying to split the defense was Marner, but it was knocked away by Evan Bouchard. Played ahead on the right side for Zach Hyman. Hyman taken to the boards. Puck in his skates, grabbed off by Marner, stolen back. Then Marner stole it back himself, but Bouchard will keep it in at the blue line. Now to McDavid. McDavid trying to drive the net. Got it in front of the goal. Good play there by the Leaf defense to knock it away. Stolarz didn't have to make a save as a result. Bouchard played it in over the line, but it's quickly brought back by Jake McCabe. He gains the zone, rolls it into the near corner. Going back after it is Brett Kulak, and the Oilers will flip it out at center, and Hyman had to literally roll off his shoulder, and the Leafs have possession now. McCabe, a quick up into the middle of the rink, tipped in over the line by Connor Dewar. Lorenz goes in to get an offensive hit in. Dewar sends it around the boards to him. Lorenz up against the wall. Now Reeves trying to pry it free. It was played right in front of the net and almost onto Dewar's stick. Played back at center, and the Leafs are back there to take it away. Onto the wing for Lorenz, and back into Edmonton territory it goes. Around on the boards to the near side for Corey Perry. Perry gets it ahead for Draisaitl. Draisaitl goes wide and around to the end boards, carries into the far corner, got it back to the point. Stecker to the near side, and a drive that was going wide is hauled in by the left hand of Anthony Stolarz, and he will stop play and bring a face-off in the Toronto zone when we return. The Leafs won, and the Oilers won. You're listening to Molson Leaf Hockey on TSN 1050 and the Maple Leafs Radio Network.
From the biggest stadiums to the coziest holes in the wall. From house parties to porch hangs to pride celebrations. From your favorite fuzz shop to your local Indian spot. From noodle bars to sports bars to salsa bars. There's a Molson with your name on it.
Cheers, Leafs fans. Thanks for hanging out with us tonight, and Oilers fans as well. We appreciate you being here. Now's the time. Let us know in the chat where you're watching from. Let us know your city and province, city and state. Flag emojis for all the nations all over the world, but I want to see a lot of Canadian flags in there, and Hockey Night in Canada emojis, because it is the best night of the week. Hockey Night in Canada. Nothing better. Now let's get back to the hockey. Come on, buds. We need this one against the Oilers. Let's go. We'll see you back in there.
experiences, and services. Visit cfshops.ca.
Real Canadian Superstore is bringing it with 28 days of daily deals. This week, get Lactantia butter for only $4.50 each and a 5-pound bag of clementines for only $4. Find more ways to save at Real Canadian Superstore. Conditions may apply. See flyer for details.
Walmart's Black Friday deals are on now. Shop our lowest prices of the year on hundreds of items. Hurry now and save 55% on Squishmallows or Disney Squishmallows, on for only $7.97. That's $10 in savings at Walmart.
We speak.
Joe Bowen along with Jim Ralph. Cameron Moore is the producer. Our board office, Matthew Cardadero, and something called Booth Tech, Josh Lippa.
Huh.
What the heck is a Booth Tech?
I thought that's what I was.
You might be.
Not if I have.
Is it a high-paying job?
Oh, then no. I don't have it. Let's put it this way. Josh and I split a ride to get here.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Oh, good. Oh, well, that's good. Played out. Did you get the Taylor Swift police escort treatment?
Let's not.
Let's not. Right. Played down into the Toronto zone. Who are you kidding? You're on the GO train with me. You Puck in the Toronto zone.
It wasn't hard to tell who was going where when we got on, too.
Yeah, we were in with the Swifties. Played down into the Oilers zone and rattled around the boards by Stecker to center ice. Oilers in the midst of a change. Puck at the red line. Fed off on the right side for Domi with speed cutting in, but he overhandled the puck. Then he sends it back. And a drive by Nylander, whistled just wide, and it caroms all the way down into the Toronto zone. Goaltender Stolars plays it out into neutral ice, and they've trapped a couple of Oilers. Now here's Nylander to Domi in the slot. Dropped to Nylander, back to Domi in the corner, returned to Willie, and his wrist shot went off a stick and went wide. Domi working into the corner, banking it back to the blue line. Riley keeping it alive for Nylander. Nylander holds, sends it back into the corner for Domi on the far side. Now looking for Nyes. Nyes gets it out in front of the net. Oh, and a quick wrist shot by Nylander went off the elbow of Skinner. That was just bad luck. He really didn't get a chance to move, did he?
No, and Nylander's had a number of great looks here in the opening period.
A turnover at the side of the lead goal, and the Oilers get it back to the point, and then a shot taken by Bouchard. Did that go off anybody, or did that just rocket it up into the... Because they're saying the face-off's in the Toronto zone, but
I guess they're going to say that it glanced off somebody out and out of play. I mean, Connor McDavid with a big takeaway in behind the Leaf net almost produced another scoring opportunity.
Draw to the left of Anthony Stolars. And the draw won by McDavid. McDavid's centering pass. I think that went off the linesman and ends up back in Edmonton territory. Chase back of the goal is Ekholm. A pass to an open wing. Tanev is going to get there ahead of everybody to Marner. Marner, a pass on the left wing for Tavares. Little out of his reach. Puck comes up on the right side, and it'll be Hyman getting it over on the right wing. And now here are the Oilers organizing in their own zone. Up ahead for McDavid. 1,000 points in the register already. Down into the corner it goes for Oliver Ekman-Larsson to McCabe. Up ahead for Bobby McMahon, and McMahon skates it to center and will not get it in. A turnover, and McDavid working back the other way. Fanned on his shot, and it's cleared into the corner. Good play by Connor Timmins. Launched high to center ice by McMahon, who's trying to get to the bench.
And you don't make that mistake twice with McDavid on, do you? Turning the puck over at center.
Brought back by Troy Stecker. In on the left wing, a turnover from Draisaitl. Pushed ahead. Lorentz getting to the center ice area. Gets it off to Reeves, who plays it in deep. Connor Dewar in pursuit. Reeves plays it back behind the net. He had a chance to get it back to the point to Riley, but the puck is turned over, and now the Oilers come through center ice. To the line, offside, says the linesman, who we will identify as Steve Barton and Shandar Alfonso, the former Sudbury Wolf. And Chris Rooney and Garrett Rank are the referees here this evening. 5:11 to go in the first period. Game tied at 1s. You're listening to Molson Leaf Hockey on TSN 1050 and the Maple Leafs Radio Network.
To win your fantasy football league, you need to be one step ahead of the competition. And at SiriusXM Fantasy Sports Radio, we're giving you the edge you need to take home the trophy.
If you're looking for a bye-week quarterback, Geno could fit the bill.
Touchdown! Geno Smith fires a shot!
Our experts are doling out start-sit advice.
Hey, you. Yeah, you, the one that's listening to Hockey Night in Canada, the Leafs and the Oilers right now, and you haven't subscribed yet. Why have you not hit that subscribe button yet? Get on it, hit that subscribe button, and turn on that bell so you don't miss it when we go live for every single Toronto Maple Leafs game this season, as well as every other Toronto sports team. We're live hanging out right here on Toronto Sports Insider. Thank you for hitting that subscribe button and becoming an insider. Now let's get back to the hockey. Come on, buds. We need this one. Let's go. Let's get loud in the chat. Let's get some Go Leafs Go going in there, huh? Go Leafs Go. Go Leafs Go.
Game is coming to SiriusXM.
Hey, it's World Cup winner Heather O'Reilly of SiriusXM FC. Join Jessica Charman and me for the first national radio broadcast of the NWSL final.
That's right, Heather. We'll be taking you through every thrilling moment live from Kansas City.
Join us as we make history at the 2024 NWSL final on Saturday, November 23rd at 8 Eastern.
And it's on SiriusXM FC channel 157 and streaming on the SiriusXM app.
The biggest names in the game.
Trying to get behind Ristolainen. Walks in. Put it between his legs. Shoots it. Score!
NHL play-by-play on SiriusXM.
Leafs are coming off an overtime win on a goal by John Tavares, his 77th game winner. He's 6th. As far as present-day skaters that are involved, it's his 18th overtime winning goal that he scored.
Puts him among the tops of the National Hockey Leagues. National Hockey Leagues, just the one?
Just the one league, yeah.
He's 5th now. Just behind Ovechkin, Crosby, Yager, and Brad Marchand.
Wow. Oilers win the face-off, get it ahead and brought in over the line. Trying to drive in there was Podgolzin. That was turned around, and then a shot from an angle, and then Stolarz got over there to take that on the chest. And hold on. Anthony Stolarz comes in with a .930 save percentage. Stuart Skinner, .881. He is 5-5-1. And the Oilers have been spinning their wheels. Everybody's well aware of that. And Skinner is part and parcel of it as well.
Yeah. Although they have won 3 in a row coming into this.
Backhand shot. Stolarz to save. Great defensive play made there by the Maple Leafs. Connor Timmins now breaking in on the left wing was Oliver Ekman-Larsson, but he had his stick lifted at the last second. Pass up on the wing is going to be launched high to center ice by the Oilers. Settled down by Corey Perry. Fed off for Draisaitl. Little fake and then an attempted backhand that went wide. And Nylander is wheeling out at center. Nylander coming to the line and in. Nylander to the top of the circles with a shot, had it blocked. Trying to get it back again, and it's poked ahead, and now is backhanded to center ice by Draisaitl. McCabe drops it back, and Timmins up the middle for Camp. Off the boards, stolen back, set ahead at center. Robertson gets a drop pass, it closes, and then tried to get a shot away, and it rolled off his stick. Skinner for Edmonton. A pass through the neutral zone. Brown couldn't get into the Leaf zone cleanly, and Toronto has it with 3:48 to go in the first period. Lead pass, trying to get onside again was David Camp as Robertson was coming in, and that whistle says to you and me, despite his best efforts, he was unable to.
Just came up short.
Well, he's got a groin injury now because he tried hard.
I think he might have tied the league record with 2 groin injuries on the same play. Yeah, if you stay on side there, the stretcher's coming out.
Oh yeah, you're done for a while.
It's the ultimate wishbone.
It was a valiant effort. Oilers with McDavid coming through center. playing it in on the left wing, dropping pass, and a drive is blocked in front of the goal, and the Leafs are pushing it out at center ice. Bobby McMahon chips it in over the line. Puck to a far corner. Marner in pursuit, but won't get there. Oilers are going with one less forward and an extra D in the lineup tonight, and a penalty is coming here to Hyman.
I'm going to argue that McDavid wanted a penalty a little earlier on the previous rush. And for this, I mean, Jake McCabe, I think, does sell this collision. But it certainly opened up a lane for the Oilers. But the Leafs, and we've seen this before, you get the first 2 power plays of a game, you better make good, because there's a good chance the next 2 or 3 are going back the other way.
There you go with the logistics of what your argument.
Oh, don't get me wrong. I hope I'm wrong.
Oh, all right. 16:50 the time of the penalty, and it's the power play brought to you by our Ontario Subaru dealers. Enjoy fall to the fullest with symmetrical full-time all-wheel drive. Visit your local Subaru dealer to book a test drive today. Play to an open corner, but Ekman-Larsson is getting there. Centering pass comes back to the point to Nylander. Nylander to Ekman-Larsson. Ekman-Larsson far boards. Cross ice pass to Willie. Nylander plays it to himself, makes a nifty little move. Far side looking for a shot, and a high drive whistled high over top of the goal. That was Robertson trying to get it. Now here's Nylander on the left wing side. Centers for Domi! And he ripped it high over top of the goal and off the glass and out. Domi on the left wing. Gets across the line. Ran into traffic. And the Oilers have sent the puck into the center ice area, and the first unit will come over the boards. Marner has it back in his own zone. Marner to center. Works to the line. Off on the wing to Tavares. Tavares far half boards. Tried to play it back to the point. Just did get to it. Then gets it now to Nylander. Closes in front of the net. And a shot. And that was blocked. The rebound comes in front of the goal. Leafs have gotten trapped here, and now a race for it. Up on the right side is Connor Brown. Driving the net. Off the glove of Stolarz and into the corner. Marner in the Toronto zone. At center for Tavares. Back to Marner as they get into the zone. Marner getting it back to the point to Riley. Riley holds down into the corner to Marner, left wing side. Cross ice pass. Pass in front. Just deflected by Tavares wide. They'll try it again. Timmins trying to get a rolling puck to behave, and it won't. And out come the Oilers, bringing it to center. A Lone Ranger rush here by Podgolzin. And Podgolzin will play it back to the net with 12 seconds left to go in the power play. Both power play opportunities have looked very dangerous.
And Connor Timmins just fails to connect with John Tavares for a backdoor tap-in.
Off the boards now for Robertson. Robertson hits the line. Got a shot away, but it's an easy catch for Stuart Skinner, who will stop play with 1:04 to go in the first period. Shots are even at 9 apiece. And that changed again. 10-9 Toronto now.
You think it's easy, don't you, keeping track of shots?
No, you're an expert at shot accumulation.
That's a grind.
It is. 1:04 left in the period. And the game tied at 1.
I would say, even though the Leafs have had the only 2 power plays of the period, Anthony Stolarz has been forced to make probably the more difficult stops.
There the Oilers getting it down into the Leaf zone. McCabe hustled after it, blocked a clearing attempt as it comes along to Pontus Holmberg on the far boards. Pinned in there with Draisaitl. Camp lost the puck but poked it back of the net. And Tanev gets it off the boards but not out. Kept alive by Edmonton. Pass back into the slot, left wing side. Unable to shoot it there was Ekholm. He drops it off for Bouchard. Bouchard to Ekholm. Long shot well wide of the goal. And dragging it out over the line was David Camp. And that's alley-oop deep into Edmonton territory. They'll come back on the right wing side to Hyman. Hyman up against the boards. Ran into a traffic jam there with Reeves. Puck comes high and bounces down into Edmonton territory. 10 seconds left in the period. And that'll just about do it as the Oilers have taken it around back of the net. And they will just let the clock run out. So an entertaining first period. Oilers scored first at 1:42, Adam hnic. And then Bobby McMahon with his third from Tavares and Marner at 3:53. The Leafs 0 for 2 on the power play despite good looks. And it's 1-1 after 20.
And the penalty kill is going to be tested in this game as well. And a great ceremony, 1,000 games for Oliver Ekman-Larsson. It's a little strange sometimes to see a guy that's technically a new Leaf celebrate his 1,000th game. Well, the 4 previous, John Tavares, he's hung around.
Yeah.
Wayne Simmons, Ron Hainsey, and Eric Brewer.
Wow.
Yeah, no. So you get a pretty good
illustrious
mix.
Leaf
Yes.
careers.
Yes,
exactly. Well, we're going to ship it off to the birthday boy, Jim Taddy. Another year older and a little less wise. Anthony Stewart.
Thank you very much.
You're
well
welcome.
said.
You're quite welcome. You're listening to Molson Leaf Hockey on TSN 1050 and the Maple Leafs Radio Network.
Quiet your mind, reduce your stress, and rest easy with channels designed to help you fall asleep easier and faster. Sink into the comforting white noise of a storm shower on Rainfall Radio. Fade out to the soothing sounds of the Sleep Channel, or drift off to nature sounds with Forest.
What's up, hockey fans? All over Canada, all over the world. Thanks for hanging out with us tonight on Hockey Night in Canada, our favorite night of the week. I just wanted to say a big shout out to all of the Edmonton Oiler fans in the chat who were here with us during the NHL playoff run that really started the crazy growth of this amazing community. Well, actually, the Leafs started it before that, but it really took off those last year during the NFL playoffs. So thank you for being here. Thanks for being a subscriber and an insider. Now let's get back to the hockey. Come on, buds. Let's show Edmonton and the West Coast how we do business in Toronto. Go Leafs, go. We'll see you back in there.
Winnipeg Jets. What the heck's with this Kyle Connor? I'm curious what you saw and how it's evolved.
His offensive instinct, really just top end. It's just been one of those guys that, play me with this guy, okay. Play me with that guy, okay. In these last couple of years, he's learned to have the layer of the defensive structure as well. That's just made him a much more complete player.
SiriusXM, NHL Network Radio. SiriusXM 91. And on your schedule with the SiriusXM app. Under review.
And nobody in Winnipeg wants to say it, but I'll say it. Connor Hellebuyck did not play the level he's capable of in the playoffs. That's a big part of the equation. Connor can play better. He's one of the best goalies in the league. The Jets have been told by everybody, but me, I want that noted, I got this one right, that everyone said they're going to take a step back.
Under review with Mick Kern. 11 a.m. Eastern on NHL Network Radio. SiriusXM 91 and the SiriusXM app. NHL Morning Skate.
Tampa Bay Lightning General Manager Julian Brisebois.
Can you tell us something about Nikita Kucherov, the player, the person?
He puts so much time working at his craft. He is looking to improve every little detail of his game, of his skill set. He gets rewarded by being an all-time great player, and we get rewarded by having one of the best players in the world on our team every night.
NHL Morning Skate with Scott Laughlin and Gord Stellick. Weekdays 7 a.m. Eastern on NHL Network Radio, SiriusXM 91 and the SiriusXM app. The best player analysts and insiders live on NHL Network Radio. Mike Robb.
With the Leafs, the fact that they're trying to change some things has made me not make it so life and death every day for this team. In the past, it was like, this is who we are, and then you see the matchups and it's not working out, and you're like, why are things not changing? Well, things are changing right now, and it's going to take some time to get all the way there.
Get the latest opinion and analysis you need on the home of hockey, NHL Network Radio, SiriusXM 91, and the SiriusXM app.
The National Women's Soccer League Championship game is coming to SiriusXM.
Hey, it's World Cup winner Heather O'Reilly of SiriusXM FC. Join Jessica Charman and me for the first national radio broadcast of the NWSL Final.
That's right, Heather. We'll be taking you through every thrilling moment live from Kansas City.
Join us as we make history at the 2024 NWSL Final on Saturday, November 23rd at 8 Eastern.
And it's on SiriusXM FC channel 157 and streaming on the SiriusXM app.
The biggest names in the game.
Trying to get behind Ristolainen, walks in, put it between his legs, shoots it, score!
NHL play-by-play on SiriusXM.
Set results and a scrum on the end of the boards and an ugly goal.
Nonetheless, Bobby McMahon gets the goal, his 5th of the season, tied at 1. Edmonton in the Leafs after 20 minutes of play. TSN After 20 is brought to you by your Ontario Subaru dealers. Enjoy fall to the fullest with symmetrical full-time all-wheel drive. Visit your local Subaru dealer to book a test drive today. Welcome back to Scotiabank Arena. Jim Taddy and former NHLer Anthony Stewart with you. Stu, that goal is important because the Edmonton goal went in pretty easy, and you're thinking, oh no, and that goal really answers back, doesn't it?
Yes, it was really a momentum recapture, and again, when that first goal went in, it's like, is it going to be one of those nights? But a great job where they stuck to the system, and again, that's the key, getting momentum back as quickly as possible, and it starts off with a good forecheck, and that is one thing with the Edmonton Oilers. If you get on them early and often, they're prone to turnovers, and great job by McMahon chipping it deep, getting in for the forecheck. And the key to that is after you take the puck, it's not just going for a skate, it's going directly towards the net. They poke it out to John Tavares. He almost puts it in. McMahon crashes the net to pot his 5th. So, again, a good style goal. The power play was clicking tonight. I know it's 0 for 2, but great chances by Riley. He could have 2 tonight. Nye's back door. Nylander almost scored. You had Robertson point blank as well, too. So, coming out 1-1 is a plus for Toronto right now, especially with that start, letting in a goal a minute 42 into the first.
So, let's talk about the 5-on-5 play. You're okay with that? It was pretty good.
Yeah, I am. A bit of a track meet, a little bit through the neutral zone. And Toronto, when they mismanaged the puck, McMahon turned it over. You got to be cognizant of who's on the ice. When McDavid is on the ice, you have to make perfect and simplistic plays. So if you turn it over, he's going to go off to the races. Same thing with Draisaitl. So they did a pretty good job managing the puck. And any problems that were happening for them in their own end, they created those. So just managing the puck a little bit better is the key going into the second period. But McDavid, he did have his chances. But what I like too is McCabe on his first shift, he set the tone, went in, pinned him off, kept him pinned against the glass for 12-15 seconds and letting him know that he's in a game. So again, they didn't slow him down a little bit, but McDavid had a solid period, but great job by the Maple Leafs containing him through 20 minutes.
Yeah, just looking at some of the numbers, McDavid had 1 shot, another 2 that didn't get through for 3 attempts, but on the Leafs, Robertson had 2 and 3 that didn't get through for 5 attempts, and Nylander had he had actually 7 attempts. 1 got through. Busy period for both those Leafs.
Yeah, the top 6 for Toronto, they're buzzing tonight, and it starts with their entries. They're doing a good job getting in with speed and kicking it wide, but really getting to that net. And you saw Nylander, a majority of those chances I think that he was trying to get through were on the power play. And what I noticed, too, is they're a little bit more direct with their shooting. And when's the last time have we seen Domi and Marner being direct and saying, you know what, it's going to be on our stick, off our stick. So I could see them continuing to have a big game. And for me now, I'm looking now for Robertson's line to step up a little bit more. Same thing with that fourth line. 3-4 minutes between the two of them through 20 minutes, but it's going to be a team effort to get these 2 points for the Maple Leafs.
So let's go back to the Tavares line. Marner and McMahon on the wings. Normally Marner's going to play with Matthews and Nyes. Nyes drops down with Domi and Nylander. I mean, there's just another look there. So when everybody's healthy, they could actually go back to that if they wanted to.
Yes, and to be successful in today's game, you got to have a bit of a Swiss Army knife mentality. You can't just keep putting the same 3 lines out there, same 3 guys together, because the other team, they do a lot of scouting, they do a lot of homework, and they think of ways to shut you down. So when you have that versatility where you can move a McMahon up between line 1 line 3, you can hide him. He has the ability, the speed, and the finishing power to score 20 goals. So the ability that he can slide up and down, it just gives you another scoring option when a line is struggling to score. And
I'm going to borrow one from Ralphie's book. The Leafs had 2 power plays, so you know that they're going to get called at some point.
The next one is coming on them, listeners, believe it or not. And again, they did a good job pressuring them, and that's the team, Edmonton. When they're pressured and they're forced to make quick plays, they're going to shoot it over the glass, or they're going to trip a guy here or there. But again, I think for them, discipline, move your feet, because the refs are going to be looking for something in the second period.
And Edmonton did have shorthanded opportunity.
And they did. And Toronto, again, they get a little bit too puck-focused, but good job on recovering there. But, again, Stolarz has been solid in this first period. 9 saves, 3 or 4 had to be pretty big, but again, with the power play that's always going downhill, you're going to be prone to be making a couple turnovers here and there.
So how is this, or is this different from what you thought you were going to see?
I thought Connor McDavid would have the puck on the string a little bit more, and I thought him coming into Saturday Night Lights, he'd be a little bit more dominant, but Toronto stuck to the game plan. They didn't necessarily make any unnecessary moves or turnovers at the red line or the blue line. They've been a good job managing the puck through the first 20.
Yeah, so I got to believe that Craig Berube is in that room now saying more of the same.
Yeah, foot to the pedal, pedal to the metal here. Keep getting pucks below the dots, crash the net. And the one thing I want to see is get in the eyes of Skinner. He's a big goaltender. He can fight through traffic, so get those second and third opportunities. They're doing a good job shooting for sticks, shooting for redirects. Continue to build on that and just slowly try to pick apart the goaltending. 10 shots through one, not bad. If they're on pace for 30, 35, I could see them potting in another couple goals.
Just a quick thought, aside from Connor McDavid being somewhat controlled, the rest of Edmonton, how do they present for you?
I think so. They got a goal by their third line, right?
Yeah.
Adam hnic, I believe it's only his second or third goal of the season. Same thing with Janmark making some good plays too. So Skinner was left open for an opportunity. So again, as much as you want to focus on Connor McDavid, the other lines, they have some ability and some sneaky good players that can put the puck in the net. You got to watch for those guys as well.
Edmonton and the Leafs tied at 1 after 20 minutes of play. This is Molson Canadian Leafs Hockey on TSN 1050, the iHeartRadio app, and the Leafs Radio Network.
Get the official NHL app to watch, read, and listen to all the deeks.
All I can say is absolutely wow.
All the sauce. All the saves.
Stop from Vasilevsky.
All the hits. All the snipes. All the sellies.
He scores! Unbelievable!
All the hockey. If it's hockey, it's here. Listen to every NHL game for free, now with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Download the official NHL app now.
Getting my Honda CR-V has opened the door to adventure. With Econ Mode to maximize fuel efficiency, I'm free to explore. And with tons of cargo space, it's easy to pack for getaways. My dog, camping gear. It's like I've discovered a wild, adventurous side of me. Alice is excited too.
Lease the CR-V LX two-wheel drive for $99 weekly at 2.99% APR for 28 months with $2,000 down. Offer includes $1,500 lease bonus. OAC conditions apply. See HondaOntario.com.
Jim, sweetie, it's me, Dawn, on the radio. Please don't get me earrings again this year. I have a jewelry box full of them. I love them, but all I really want is a gift certificate to Thermea Spa Village. And who knows? If you get a gift certificate for 2, I might even make you my +1. Okay, love ya.
This holiday season, give your loved ones what they really want. Give the gift of Thermea. Visit thermea.com/Whitby to purchase a gift certificate. Take good care.
Muted. What's up, insiders? How we doing tonight? Great to see everybody here in the chat, and a big shout out to our new members, Brandy G and Sean P. Good on you, mate. And California looking good. Great to have you join in as an insider. Thank you so much for the support and getting access to those awesome ass emojis. They're awesome. True Killer in the chat. What's up, True? How you doing, man? Good to see you. Now, I'm just pinning a message right now. Go check it out. During the intermission, go to Leafs Jelly HD. Click that link. It's OEL's 1,000 game ceremony put together with Joe's audio, Joe Bowen and Ralph's call of the audio during the pregame tonight, right before the game. So make sure to check it out over there and hit that subscribe button. Dude, that channel, wow, awesome. If you're an insider, you need to go check out Leafs Jelly HD because it is Joe Bowen highlights within minutes. Beat Sportsnet. It's amazing. You got to go check it out. All right, with that, I'm going to take it back 1-1 so far. Hey, you know what? We bounced back from that early goal, so we'll take it. Not the end of the world, but we'll see. I don't know. I get a good feeling that we're gonna make it happen tonight, but then I get a little nervous. But good to see you there, Rod Bottomley in the chat, Joanne Watson, Kevin O'Connor, Philip Keeler. Love it. Great to see everybody in here. Stephen Cabral, Michael Adams, Brendan Steffens. I'm going to butcher that. He got a name like my last name. Antonio hit. Oilers will win in OT. No, not tonight. Leafs are getting it done. Thank you all for hanging out with us. Make sure you've hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button if you're new. Turn on that bell so you don't miss it when we go live. And go check out Jelly's post there for OEL's pregame. And hit that subscribe button over there. All right. We'll see you guys in a bit. Go Leafs, go.
Earlier today, Blues 3-2 in overtime over Boston in Boston, and it was Seattle 3-2 over the Islanders. Tonight, getting set to start in a short while, it'll be the Red Wings in LA against the Kings, Stars in Minnesota against the Wild. Later on, Chicago and Vancouver against the Canucks. In our game, it is 1-1, Leafs in Edmonton after 20 minutes of play. This is Molson Canadian Leafs Hockey on TSN 1050 and the Leafs Radio Network.
Kyler Murray is playing about as good as anybody right now and is entering the MVP conversation down the stretch.
When it happens in the NFL, we're reacting to it on Sirius XM NFL Radio. This is it.
Well, I mean, since we're back on commercial break so quick because it's the intermission, there's Brad Smith. What's up? Brad, how you doing, man? Good to see you. Go Leafs, go. JC in the chat as well. Go Oilers, listening from Bangkok, Thailand. Thank you for hanging out with us all the way from Thailand. Good luck to your Oilers this season, not tonight. And there you go. A couple other people. Alexander Siskal. Alexander. Go Leafs, go. Love the emojis, man. Connor in the chat as well. Steve A. Love it. There's Wayne Johnson in there. Good stuff. Oh, yeah. Lots of fun tonight. Absolutely a great time here on Toronto Sports Insider. Thanks for hanging out with us. Go Leafs, go.
Sirius XM 91 and on demand with the Sirius XM app.
The National Women's Soccer League Championship game is coming to Sirius XM.
Hey, it's World Cup winner Heather O'Reilly.
And then the one that I went back to the chat for, Mike St. Jean. What's up, man? How you doing, Mike St. Jean? There you go. He says, I'm going to watch the video now. Love it, man. Good stuff. Mike, I missed you there. Sorry about that. Back to the hockey. Well, the commercial right now.
XM app.
Join me, Gord Stellick, and Scott Laughlin as we recap the night that was on NHL Morning Skate, weekday mornings at 7 a.m. Eastern on NHL Network Radio, Sirius XM 91.
The biggest names in the game.
Trying to get behind Ristolainen, walks in, put it between his legs, shoots it, score!
NHL play-by-play on Sirius XM. Hockey lives here.
Suzuki sweeps it. There's a chance. Rebound, Caulfield shoots and scores.
NHL play-by-play on Sirius XM.
Bray Hudson here with an important announcement. You can listen to your favourite Sirius XM FC shows on the all-new Sirius XM app, now available for all subscribers.
Teams coming back onto the ice. And the Leafs and the Oilers are deadlocked at a goal apiece. The goal scores Adam Hnic from Janmark and Brown at 1:42 on an unfortunate situation for Morgan Rielly because there was just a fluttery little pass in front of the net. He tips it, and it's right onto the stick of Hnic, and he doesn't get much more of it.
Yeah, it was just a double deflection.
And in it goes, and then Bobby McMahon from Tavares and Marner on a pretty bit of work by that line, and then getting what you would amount to be an ugly goal that was just hard work and bang and crash, and you end up scoring.
That's what what they battle with. Is they still want to get into that mode where they want to carry the puck over the line and they want to make plays. And as we've seen on a fairly regular basis, if you turn the puck over, entering the opposing blue line, it's usually an odd man rush back the other way. And yet we see the number one line decides we're going to chip and chase. We're going to chip it in and go after it. They force the turnover and get the goal. So it's going to be quite the balancing act from now to the end of the season to try to find that happy medium. But you play the Edmonton Oilers and you see long stretch passes from the Oilers. It's almost like they're taunting the Leafs, saying, come on, you want to play this way? You want to do this? Let's open it up.
Austin Matthews and Max Pacioretty obviously not in the lineup tonight. Oilers moving right to left, and Skinner's shot went high and wide. Far side batted back in by Kulak, and around back of the net it'll come up on the left wing. Nurse trying to pinch, but the Leafs are able to get it to the line and just out, but Nurse sends it right back in again. Quick up now for Nylander, doesn't connect. Nurse with a bouncing puck to the near boards. played off a shoulder into the Leaf zone. Morgan Riley is there to play it ahead, and a little touch pass gets Domi in across the line. Domi works into the area in the corner, but can't get a pass out in front. And the Oilers will play it out into the center ice area. 1-1 tie. Brought in on the left wing. Kulak sends it around the boards. Skinner unable to get to it cleanly. Leafs get it to Tanev. Tanev punches it on the boards. The battle for the puck is won by Marner, but he's launched it out and down the ice, and an icing call will come here against Toronto and be brought back into the Leafs zone. The Oilers come into the game with a record of 9-7-1, 5-2-0 on the road, 19 points. The Leafs on home ice are 7-3-0 and 10-6-2 overall for 22 points. And have a quick shot taken there by Nugent Hopkins, just went wide. Nugent Hopkins trying to play it in around back of the net. Adam hnic is there, but lost the puck, and it is grabbed off by the Leafs and fed into the far corner for Jake McCabe. McCabe with a lead pass for Tavares. Left it for Marner. He's going to rattle it around the board's far side. McMahon punches it back behind the net. A hit there sends Tavares nose first into the glass. Puck around back of the net. Tavares after it, but he's taken his man down. And since the Leafs had the first two power plays, you can wager on that just as sure as there's little green apples in the spring. The Maple Leafs will take one.
You gave me hell earlier for bringing that up.
Now I agree with you. It's quite different.
Well,
it's the second period.
They're getting the next one, too. You know that.
Oh, yeah. All right.
John Tavares doesn't like it, but Ekholm, being a veteran player, I guess it was Bouchard. Oh, boy, this was a hook into the hands. And it was so powerful, it took Bouchard off his skates.
That could happen.
But that's a smart play. I mean, everybody knows what the situation is with power plays.
Penalty kill brought to you by CMC Markets. Take your trading to the next level with $0 commission on stocks. The Leaf penalty kill, let's not jinx it, so we'll mention it afterwards. How's that? Here's the pass on the wing. Nugent Hopkins with a shot blocked by Tanev. He leads the National Hockey League in blocked shots. It comes back to the point again. Bouchard dishes off Nugent Hopkins, cross-ice pass back to Bouchard. Then on the wing a shot. That was stopped, but the rebound is there for McDavid. And the Oilers regain the lead on the power play.
And this was a fortunate bounce. It was hammered by Leon Draisaitl from the top of the right wing circle, hit something in front, bounced out towards the other circle to the right of Stolarz and right onto the tape of Connor McDavid. And what makes this such a good power play, Zach Hyman goes to the front of the net. In fact, it may have actually been Hyman, the one that got hit. Nope, might have been further out. Might have been Jake McCabe that had to go off, but the Oilers 1-for-1 on the power play.
Well, I might as well give that statistic now that it's a waste of time, I guess. But the Leafs had given up just 2 on their last 25 times short. Now brought out at center ice by Toronto. Flipped in by Camp and into the corner, or Dewar rather, into the corner with Reeves. Reeves dug it free, now trying to get it back to the blue line, but it was punched out at center ice. Leafs turn the puck over again and shoot it right back into Oiler territory. Skinner out of the goal. Plays it up on the wing, and now Reeves has blocked that and sent it around back of the net, just out of the reach of Dewar, but Domi has played it back behind the goal again. Look out! A hit there by Reeves, and the Oiler player is hurt.
And now the arm goes up.
And now the arm goes up well after the contact.
It was Darnell Nurse that Reeves targeted. Nurse is down. And boy, there's blood.
He really got hit. That was...
And this could cost Ryan Reeves more than 5 minutes. Darnell Nurse is cut bad.
McDavid and Riley waiting for the decision. And we haven't seen a replay of it yet.
I can understand why they haven't shown it in the building. Not sure why we haven't seen it on a replay on our screen. He's up on his knees now, which is good, but it appears he's been cut over the eye.
Yeah.
Is this a pressure cut from the hit? Now, obviously, contact was made with the head.
Whoa. It was.
Well, here's the call.
Toronto penalty number 75. Match penalty, 5 minute, illegal check to the head.
Well, the optics alone.
Yeah, no,
we're going to lead to that.
Yes, and he didn't elbow. He didn't leave his feet. He hit him hard with the shoulder and caught him because he was leaning down as he was coming around his own net. Now, the Wendell Clark hit on
Bruce Bell
was 5 times worse than that, but the game has changed, right? The game has changed. That was a thunderous body check by Ryan Reeves. And you're right. It will probably cost him.
Yeah, and for the Leafs, I mean, you've got to call this. This is in defense of the officials that I think because there was so much speed involved, you don't know when you're going to make contact with Nurse. So I think it was a bit of a.
And Ryan Reeves didn't slow up.
Yeah, and
it was.
But he didn't, propel himself upwards to try to make a head hit on Reeves. That doesn't excuse it, but what I'm saying is I think it was simply the speed and the hit. I mean, it was, even if it wasn't a head hit, charging I think would have been the right call on it.
Well, the penalty kill is a long one, and it's brought to you by CMC Markets. Take your trading to the next level with $0 commission on stocks. Darnell Nurse is going to be out for a while too, I would imagine. Bouchard to McDavid, and the shot was deflected and played to the far side. Played back to the blue line. Bouchard with it, now to McDavid, closing in, pad save, and a dandy made by the left foot of Anthony Stolarz, and the Leafs are able to shoot the puck down the ice. And to compound the issue, the Leafs have the long change here in the second period. Here's McDavid for Nugent Hopkins. Tied up, stolen back, brought on now by Pontus Holmberg on the wing for Nyes. Back for Holmberg, but he is back of the goal and can't come up with it. And the Oilers will play it up on the left wing. Hyman skates down the left wing boards. Gets into the Leaf zone and around back of the net. He carries it. Tried to feed it back now for Nugent Hopkins, who sends it back to the blue line. Draisaitl to Nugent Hopkins. Off the boards to Draisaitl. Draisaitl at the point on the left side. Closes, doesn't shoot it. Nugent Hopkins plays it back to Bouchard. Over for McDavid. Now to Draisaitl, back to McDavid again. Top of the circle, back to the point it comes. Bouchard, near side, Nugent Hopkins closing, and the shot was high and wide, but the rebound is trapped by McDavid. McDavid works into the corner, now to the left wing side. A pass to the other side. Draisaitl couldn't settle it in time to shoot it. Now a centering pass for Draisaitl, and a good pad save made there by goaltender Anthony Stolarz. Puck along the boards, and it is shot off a stick to center ice, and the Leafs are trying to get some change. They'll only get one body exchange because Bouchard was able to trap it, but now the Oilers want to make a change, so the Leafs are getting all of their penalty killers exchanged here as well. 3 minutes and 7 seconds left in the first major penalty the Leafs have had to kill off this season. Played back into the Oilers zone. Pass up on the left wing for hnic. He'll shoot it in. Stolarz couldn't knock it down. The puck goes into the corner. Now swept around the boards to the left wing side. hnic down back to the goal. It comes back to the point once more. Kulak leaves it off for hnic. He has difficulties with it, and the Leafs are going to play it off the boards and get it down the ice.
And McDavid back over the boards for the Oilers.
And the Leafs get a change in their penalty killers as well. Brought back through center with McDavid, speed in across the line for Draisaitl. Challenged and stolen by Marner and cleared out and down the ice by David Camp. 2:16 to go in the major penalty. Pass up on the right side. It'll be fired in by Draisaitl. Along the boards, trapped by the Leafs and shot out off the official.
Well, they can't. No, you can't have that.
No!
Face off back in the Leafs zone.
It was shot out at center ice.
Hit the official.
It hit the official at the center ice blue line.
The Leafs have got to argue this. I mean, I realize it's where it's shot from, but because it hits the official, how do you get penalized when you could have iced the puck? Wow.
I don't understand this. But no one's questioning it for the Leafs, which I don't think we missaw this, did we? Did it go off the screen? Anyway, they're going to be a break here.
Boy, I mean, this favors the Oilers, doesn't it?
It sure does.
Get the big boys rested up with 2:03 to go, and I guess that's to get the ice scraped.
Where the blood is on the ice. I don't understand this at all. And I don't understand why the Leafs aren't arguing it.
Maybe it's just treated as if it was a bad bounce, like off of a glass or off the backboards, because then it obviously goes from where it's shot from.
Even if it goes off the official and goes into the net, it's still counted. You know?
Well, no, goal can't count going in off an official. But
this is, boy, oh boy, this is very strange.
Shots on goal are still just 10 apiece.
Now, you know what it might be, Jimmy? It may have hit the camera right at the penalty box.
Oh, I got it.
All right, and then came down and hit the official. But anyway, the Oilers have it, and now closing with a shot. Stolarz with a save. There's a big rebound in front, and fanning on it was Draisaitl, and it shot down the ice. That's the only thing I can think of, because the official was inside the Oiler blue line when it hit him. So it must have gone out of play off the camera. But how would the Leafs have not been given a minor penalty? Right? Drop pass comes back to the blue line. Bouchard. Now to McDavid into Draisaitl. Draisaitl banks it back to Bouchard. Over on the near side, Nugent Hopkins closing. Far side, a one-timer by Draisaitl went wide. Rebound. Bounces high in the air into the near corner. Comes back to Bouchard. Bouchard to Draisaitl again, now in front of the net. Nugent Hopkins to McDavid. Pass intercepted. Marner is able to kick it out at center ice. He's by himself. He's just going to send a long shooting in on Skinner.
What a smart play.
And force a face-off. Absolutely.
This was Marner was out of room, out of gas, and just inside the blue line, left wing side in front of the Leaf bench, just flips a backhand towards Stolarz and goes right at him, forcing him to hold up. And it also, if I'm not mistaken, gets the big boys off the ice for the Oilers.
How many times have we said during his career for Mitch Marner, what a clever little play. Yes, exactly. Draw to the right of Stuart Skinner.
At least can get through the next 58 seconds. You would hope this building sounds like they've won it in overtime.
Draw won by Edmonton. Kulak around back of the net. Gets it up on the left wing. hnic plays it into the zone. Timmins gets to it first, and he sends it out and down the ice. Kulak going back again. 2-1 Edmonton. 35 seconds left in the major penalty to the Maple Leafs' Ryan Reeves. The puck up against the end boards in the Toronto zone. Punch to the blue line, but not out. Near side for Kulak. Far point and a shot. That was deflected wide in front of Stolarz. Down the boards comes Kulak. Played it around back of the net. A centering pass comes back to the point to Adam hnic. Off to the point again. It comes off a stick. hnic can't get to it. The one-handed push is out at center ice, courtesy of Nyes, and the penalty is over. Oilers back into the Toronto zone. Ekman-Larsson trying to poke it free. It comes out in front of the net. Too many men on the ice, but no call from the official. Around back of the net it goes. Punched up for Nyes, who'll get it out at center ice. Oilers back in their own zone with a pass. Broken up at the blue line. Fed by Timmins to center. Gobbled up there and brought in over the line on the left wing by Janmark. Janmark into the corner. Tied up there on the boards by McMahon. Now the puck comes free, spun around to the far point. Oilers keeping it in and sending it back behind the net, but Timmins intercepts. Played it ahead and it's bunted out at center ice, and Nylander racing away. Nylander in with a shot from an angle, and it is swallowed up by Skinner. He needed another half stride to able to stick that left leg out and maybe drive the net. But getting the shot on goal was pretty much all he could do under the circumstances, and it stops play. The Leafs kill off a 5-minute major penalty to Ryan Reeves and trail in the game 2-1. You're listening to Molson Leaf Hockey on TSN 1050 and the Maple Leafs Radio Network.
As fall approaches and birds head south, a different kind of bird emerges, the Subaru. While migratory flocks seek warmth, Subaru's symmetrical full-time all-wheel drive keeps drivers soaring through the wild. During the migrating season, Subaru's hunger for adventure grows exponentially, driving the intrigued radio listeners to fall for Subaru at their local Subaru dealerships, experiencing an adventure of their own. So migrate to your local Subaru dealership to book a test drive today.
Breaking story from Alpine News Network. Sam had aspirations of opening a clothing boutique. She called Alpine Credits and was sent a speedy superhero to help with a business loan. Super speed doesn't translate to radio, but when our hero runs, she sounds like this. If you ran at the speed of light, you'd sound funny too. Own your home? Need a loan? Alpine Credits can help.
Alpine Credits, where homeowners get approved. Just for license 12616.
NHLshop.ca, the official online store of the National Hockey League, and Canada's largest selection of officially licensed NHL fan gear, with unique one-of-a-kind designs by Fanatics, and all the latest styles for every NHL team. Don't miss out. Shop now and get today's special offer. NHLshop.ca, a Fanatics experience.
Face-off coming in the Oilers zone. 11:22 to go in the second period.
The Leafs have not been down in the Edmonton end much this period, have they? Short-handed for 7 minutes.
Well, they had 10 shots in the first period. They've got 3 now in the second. Riley unable to tie his man up. Podgolzin got it in over the line, and then a sharp angle shot is swallowed up by Anthony Stolarz. And another face-off coming in the Toronto zone with 11:10 to play in the period.
Podgolzin is an Oiler player that is looking to score his first goal of the season as well. Just 3 assists coming into this game.
Draisaitl lost the face-off. Riley sends it around the boards. It caroms off the stanchion, though, and stays in. Played back to the point. Walking in, trying to get a shot away, and a weak one is gloved easily as Troy Stecher sent it in. And it is gloved by Stolarz, and another face-off coming in the Toronto zone.
And the Edmonton Oilers hope to be the third team since 2004-2005 to accomplish this, which is go to the finals, lose, and win the following year. Obviously, the Florida Panthers were able to do it.
The most recent, yes.
Yeah, before that, it was the Pittsburgh Penguins. They lost against the Detroit Red Wings one year, and in a rematch the following season, the Wings won the cup, or Pittsburgh won the cup. And then Game 7, late save, Marc-Andre Fleury off Nick Lidstrom.
Tavares wins the face-off. Plays it around on the boards for Marner. Marner overskated the puck, now in a battle for it as he got it freed, and Tavares quickly gets it ahead, but McMahon lost the handle on it at the blue line, and the Oilers are bringing it right back. Ekholm plays it back to the side of the Leaf goal. Tavares is there, banks it back off the official, and now Tanev will get it ahead at center. Tavares, a left wing feed. McCabe in across the line, dropping for Marner. Marner looking for a man, and one of the Oilers has broken a stick, and a shot was whistled just wide of the net. Kept alive, but then a pass by Tanev is intercepted, and the Oilers get it out at center. It wasn't broken stick, it was just a lost stick from Ekholm. Puck in the Toronto zone now. Tied up and pushed along the boards to the side of the net. Tanev couldn't get to it, and here's McDavid curling out of the corner. McDavid into the slot with a shot, and Stolarz, if he got hit, he wasn't aware of it because it went wide. He was just in the I hope this hits me mode. Back into the far boards. McDavid again with a centering pass, and Marner intercepted that and gets it ahead. And McDavid hustling back takes it away from Bobby McMahon. And then McDavid takes down Tavares, and a holding call is coming to the world's second best player.
57, 2 minutes holding.
That might have got as big an ovation as killing off the 5-minute major here in this building. Leafs go back to the power play after the Oilers 7 straight minutes with the extra man.
You're listening to Molson Leaf Hockey on TSN 1050 in the Maple Leafs Radio Network.
Every NFL Sunday, you'll hear all the big plays on SiriusXM NFL Radio's Sunday Drive.
Touchdown, Buffalo!
Follow the entire league without changing the channel.
Chiefs are in the red zone. Let's go out to Kansas City.
Plus, fantasy football updates and post-game interviews.
From Baltimore, tight end Mark Andrews.
The Sunday Drive brings you closer to the NFL. Sundays noon to 8 Eastern on NFL Radio Channel 88 in the car. And
What's up? What's up, insiders? How we doing tonight? Thanks for hanging out with us tonight on Hockey Night in Canada, our favorite night of the week. If you haven't done so already, this is your reminder. Please check and hit that like button. Give us a thumbs up and share this thing out so we can get more hockey fans hanging out with us all over the world. Let's go cheer on our buds tonight. We got to get the W. Always got to win on Hockey Night in Canada. Go Leafs, go. We'll see you back in there.
And nobody in Winnipeg wants to say it, but I'll say it. Connor Hellebuck did not play the level he's capable of in the playoffs. That's a big part of the equation. Connor can play better. He's one of the best goalies in the league. The Jets have been told by everybody, but me, I want that noted, I got this one right, that everyone said they're going to take a step back.
Under Review with Mick Kern, 11 a.m. Eastern on NHL Network Radio, SiriusXM 91, and the SiriusXM app.
Ray Hudson here with an important announcement. You can listen to your favorite SiriusXM FC shows on the all-new SiriusXM app, now available for all subscribers.
Who has been proclaimed as the world's greatest player.
Well, when's the last time it's happened? I mean that visiting Winnipeg still does it.
Yeah.
They're not on a regular basis.
Yeah.
Give it to the top player in the opposing team.
Montreal. Of course, when it's Marchand, everybody boos anyway.
Yeah.
Left wing pass, the Leafs on the power play. It comes in front of the goal, and it was just tipped before Tavares could get a shot away. Power play is brought to you by your Ontario Subaru dealers. Enjoy fall to the fullest with symmetrical full-time all-wheel drive. Visit your local Subaru dealer to book a test drive today. Leafs enter the zone. Drop pass for Morgan Riley. Riley, and on the far half boards for Nylander. Nylander stretches things out, goes back to the net for Marner. Marner to Willie again in the far corner. Looking back now to the near side. Marner gets a bank pass back. It goes to Riley. Riley to Marner once more. Marner flips it back to Riley. Riley to Nylander. They're working the outside. Then Nyes just got funneled into the net. And another penalty is coming here. And Nyes is getting pushed and shoved by Matthias Ekholm. So the Leafs are going to get a two-man advantage here.
57 seconds. And Ekholm Nyes is just laughing. And I don't know if Ekholm feels that Knives might have enhanced this a bit.
Edmonton penalty number 14, 2 minutes, cross-checking.
Checking's a call, but Ekholm was obviously, he was sour about, this is a pretty good shot.
I'd say it was a pretty good cross check.
It
took him right under the ribs.
Yeah, and it was from the side as well. Knies was kind of back and sort of drifting backwards towards the front of the Edmonton net when Ekholm has probably done that a million times in his career and gotten away with it more than once, but because Knies went down, the penalty was called.
Tavares lost the draw and it shot down the ice. Leafs go back and Riley starts back up ice quickly with it. He's going to carry to center with a pass in on the left wing for Knies, dropping it back for Marner into the zone. Marner in the left wing corner, stops it up in the circle, back it goes to Nylander. Down into the corner for Tavares. Tavares back into the slot, a shot is whistled by Nylander off a stick and up into the screen. 33 seconds left in the McDavid penalty. And the two-man advantage.
Maybe the most important face-off of the game coming up. You like the fact that Marner just trying to get it to the net. One of the problems you can have, and it's really no different than a 5-minute major power play. You think you've got all kinds of time to make the perfect play. Even 5-on-3, you can get sucked into thinking, nope, there's got to be something better.
Leafs win the draw. Riley back at the point. On the far side for Nylander. Closing, and then sent it into the corner. Near side, it comes to Tavares. Back of the net for Marner. Marner to Tavares again. Knies is stationed right in front of the net. Nylander gets it on the outside. Leafs pass off a stick, comes to Riley. Left wing boards, back it goes to Tavares, to Willie, and the shot is stopped by Skinner, but a shot on goal nonetheless. But now it's shot down the ice by Edmonton. And the first penalty is over, and the two-man advantage goes for naught. Brought through center ice now by Marner. A drop pass to Willie, who gets in over the line, but he had it roll off his stick. The Oilers get an easy clear. We really didn't get a chance back even to hammer it from just inside the blue line, right? Now here's Robertson sending it around back of the net, slowed up by Skinner, played off the boards and high and out and down the ice, and went off a body, so there is no icing. Domi dropping the puck back. And with 6:58 to go in the period, the Leafs come to center. Timmins shooting it in and around the boards to the far side. Podgolzin gets it in along the wall. Trying to free it up are the Leafs and Robertson and McMahon. Robertson has it up against the boards, and the puck is poked free and now brought out at center ice. Brought in over the line by Podgolzin. Podgolzin into the slot, and a shot is swallowed up by Anthony Stolarz.
Leafs, Joe, on that whole 5-on-3, one shot on goal. So here
again,
you've got,
your point's well made.
Yep.
You're trying to make the perfect backdoor empty net instead of let's get five real good hammers at the net.
Well,
and see if we can't get a rebound or something.
Yeah, you got Knies in front of the net. Throw an extra guy there. And look for the rebound. Look for the ugly goal like we saw them get the opening period, 5-on-5.
6:33 to play in the second period. 2-1 Oilers.
It's hard to believe with the talent in this game that a 5-minute major and a 5-on-3 for a minute and a half doesn't produce a single goal.
Tanev, left wing feed for defense partner McCabe. Bumped into there by McDavid. Sent into the Oilers zone. Leafs are changing. No, they're not. But Camp was headed for the bench, but cleared into the Leafs zone by Mattias Ekholm. In against the boards, McCabe quickly up on the wing for Dewar, and Connor Dewar gets the puck on the wing to Tanev, and the Leafs get it out at center. Nicely taken off the skate there by The Leafs, Holmberg, and around back of the net he goes. Holmberg getting it back to the point. Riley D to D on the near side. Long shot by Ekman Larsson went wide. And now brought out at center ice by McDavid. McDavid in over the line, dropping the puck back, but it was a leap there. And then a lead pass for Domi was just out of his reach. He's able to make sure there's no icing in a centering feed that was intercepted. And now McDavid starts out. Long lead pass into the left wing corner. Hakanpaa trying to free it up there, knocks his man down. And he'll get it ahead, and Domi trying to get it out, had it blocked, and now looks for an outlet and finds Riley. Riley's pass was partially blocked and maintained here by the Oilers, who play it in. But Golson gets it around back of the net. Pass off a stick, but onto the stick of the defenseman, and a quick shot by Stetcher went wide of the net. Stetcher with it again at the right point is able to play it in around back of the goal. Into the left wing corner for Podgolzin. Podgolzin trying to play it in front, had to go back to the net. Now Dermott, Travis Dermott, the former Leaf, getting it back to the point. Dermott with a pass and a deflection that was blocked. Nylander trying to come up with the puck, gets it ahead to Nyes. Nyes clears it off the glass to get it out.
When did they say this?
Hit the bench, or maybe one of the Oiler players on the bench. Because we have a stoppage of play.
The Leafs were lucky because Max Domi without a stick. Jake McCabe broke his, so Domi handed his off. And I think it might have actually hit maybe an Oiler with his glove over the boards.
Yeah, I think that might have been it. 4:38 to go in the period. 2-1 Oilers. You're listening to Molson Leaf Hockey on TSN 1050 and the Maple Leafs Radio Network.
From the biggest stadiums to the coziest holes in the wall. From house parties to
Hey, you. Yeah, you. The one that's listening to Hockey Night in Canada, the Leafs and the Oilers right now, and you haven't subscribed yet. Why have you not hit that subscribe button yet? Get on it, hit that subscribe button, and turn on that bell so you don't miss it when we go live for every single Toronto Maple Leafs game this season, as well as every other Toronto sports team. We're live hanging out right here on Toronto Sports Insider. Thank you for hitting that subscribe button and becoming an insider. Now let's get back to the hockey. Come on, buds. We need this one. Let's go. Let's get loud in the chat. Let's get some Go Leafs Go going in there, huh? Go Leafs Go. Go Leafs Go.
Carpets and the boldest of adventures. Avoid autumn blues and visit your local Subaru dealership to book a test drive today.
Alpine News Network is here live with one of our superheroes.
People sometimes ask, sure, you can consolidate people's debts using telekinesis, but what else can you do? As if changing lives isn't enough. Well, I can also use my power to make it rain hot dogs. It's still not as cool as consolidating debts into one easy payment, though.
Own your home? Need a loan? Alpine Credits can help.
Alpine Credits, where homeowners get approved. Just for license 12616.
Face off in the center ice zone with 4:38 to play in the second period. And the Oilers leading 2-1 on a power play goal in the second period by Connor McDavid from Hyman and Draisaitl.
All the power plays here in the second period. Joe, shots are just 7-4 for the Oilers.
Played on a bounce to the line and out into center ice area. The Leafs now are 0 for 2 on 5-on-3s. Have not scored. They had a 32-second opportunity earlier in the season and didn't score, and this one was 53, was it not? Shot off a wing, goes wide. Another shot from the far side is poked free, and now Marner breaking at center, but doesn't have much support, so just flips it into the Oilers zone. Tavares one-hands it along the boards. Marner trying to pry it free. Marner against the wall, had to go off Tavares' stick and skate, and brought out now by the Oilers, and Adam Henrique will launch it high in back of the Toronto goal. Hakanpaa getting it ahead, and Timmins will clear to center. Brought on by Dewar on the left wing. Dewar stops it up. Dewar looking to play it around back of the net. Cut off there by Ty Emberson, and it'll be played back into the center ice area by Edmonton. Left wing feed on the right side, driving the net. Oh, what a brilliant pad save made by Anthony Stolarz. He came across and got that blocking glove out. Tanev in his own zone. For Timmins. Left wing feed. Trying to slide in was Nyes. He was knocked down, but he finds Nylander, who couldn't get a backhand away. Around back of the net, hustling after it and getting to the puck is Nyes to Domi. Domi back to Nyes. Nyes looks for a man. In front for Nylander. Nylander with things opening up, and then he shot it over top of the goal. That was very strange. He had a man marking him, and he just left him. Into the corner for Nyes. Nyes in the far boards, trying to flip it in front. Nylander knocked it down. Nylander works around back of the goal. Still has it. Near corner. Nylander spins. Gets it back to the point. Tanev. Left wing feed. Drop back now to Tanev once more. Tanev along the boards for Domi. Max looks in front of the net. Back it goes to Tanev. Tanev with Nylander knocked down. Now here's Domi trying to center, and it was off a skate. And Draisaitl has launched it high down into the Leaf end to allow teammates to change. 2 minutes to go in the period. Hakanpaa fires it deep into the zone. Ekholm will trap it around back of the net. A pass ahead at center. Hakanpaa takes his man to the boards. The puck along the into the corner. Hakanpaa couldn't get to it. It comes back to the point. Left wing side, Bouchard. Shot blocked. Grabbed by Marner. Played off the boards, but not out. Now McMahon gets there to drag it along the wall, and Tavares, with a chance to move it up ice, does. And it is tipped in by McMahon in over the line. Oilers organizing in their own zone. Ahead for Ryan Nugent-Hopkins. A pass to the near wing. Played to the line. McDavid couldn't get into the zone cleanly. Marner has it for Morgan Rielly. Rielly comes back at center. Minute 8 to go in the period as the pass comes to Tavares. A wrist shot deflects wide, and then here's Robertson playing it back. He gets it returned in the corner then by Pontus Holmberg, but the puck comes out at center ice, and now a foot race for it as it gets in over the line. Hyman now for McDavid, and he was too well covered and knocked down in front of the net by the Maple Leaf defense. Robertson ahead for Ekman-Larsson. A pass back in, and a centering feed was just out of the reach there of Robertson. Pontus Holmberg. David Camp could have taken it to the net, but tried to make a pass back into the slot. Now Robertson almost steals the puck at the side of the goal, and he was knocked down as the Oilers play it down into the Toronto end. Connor Timmins reverses the puck for a defense partner and gets it ahead. Left wing feed brought through now center ice by Holmberg. Played into the corner on the left wing side. Connor Dewar taken to the boards. Dewar is knocked down on the play. Back of the net. Centering pass for Nylander and a shot. Pad save and a rebound. Goes into the corner as time runs out. Well, the second period had a little bit of everything. But the only goal comes off the stick of Connor McDavid from Hyman and Draisaitl at 7:51 to give the Oilers or is it 7:51? No, 1:51. I'm sorry. 1:51 of the period to give them a 2-1 lead.
Like we said, with all that power play time on both sides, the shots 9-5 Edmonton in the second period, and the fifth shot for the Leafs came in that last-ditch attempt by Willie Nylander right at the whistle.
So we will ship it off to Anthony Stewart and Jim Taddy as the Leafs trail 2-1. You're listening to Molson Leaf Hockey on TSN 1050 and the Maple Leafs Radio Network.
The biggest names in NASCAR talk are now with Sirius XM.
What's up, hockey fans? All over Canada, all over the world. Thanks for hanging out with us tonight on Hockey Night in Canada, our favorite night of the week. I just wanted to say a big shout out to all of the Edmonton Oilers fans in the chat who were here with us during the NHL playoff run that really started the crazy growth of this amazing community. Well, actually, the Leafs started it before that, but it really took off those last year during the NFL playoffs. So thank you for being here. Thanks for being a subscriber and an insider. Now let's get back to the hockey. Come on, buds. Let's show Edmonton and the West Coast how we do business in Toronto. Go Leafs, go. We'll see you back in there.
By being an all-time great player, and we get rewarded by having one of the best players in the world on our team every night.
NHL Morning Skate with Scott Laughlin and Gord Stellick. Weekdays 7 a.m. Eastern on NHL Network Radio, Sirius XM 91, and the Sirius XM app. The best player analysts and insiders live on NHL Network Radio. Mike Rupp.
With the Leafs, the fact that they're trying to change some things has made me not make it so life and death every day for this team. In the past, it was like, this is who we are, and then you see the matchups and it's not working out, and you're like, why are things not changing? Well, things are changing right now, and it's going to take some time to get all the way there.
Get the latest opinion and analysis you need on the home of hockey, NHL Network Radio, Sirius XM 91, and the Sirius XM app. The biggest plays.
What a save!
Hits.
Oh, hard hit.
Goals.
McDavid scores!
Tune to NHL Network Radio for the most in-depth hockey talk on the planet.
He is the GM of the Minnesota Wild.
Insiders.
The revenues and the big business.
And the best analysis on the air.
Alex Ovechkin!
The NHL on Sirius XM. Hear every team and your hometown call. NHL Network Radio. Sirius XM 91. And on demand with the Sirius XM app.
Score!
24/7 hockey talk.
Kevin Cheveldayoff, Winnipeg Jets. What the heck's with this Kyle Connor? I'm curious what you saw and how it's evolved.
His offensive instincts, really just top end. It's just been one of those guys that, play me with this guy, okay. Play me with that guy, okay. In these last couple of years, he's learned to have the layer of the defensive structure as well. That's just made him a much more complete player.
Sirius XM, NHL Network Radio, Sirius XM 91, and on your schedule with the Sirius XM app. Under review.
And nobody in Winnipeg wants to say it, but I'll say it. Connor Hellebuyck did not play the level he's capable of in the playoffs. That's a big part of the equation. Connor can play better. He's one of the best goalies in the league. The Jets have been told by everybody but me, I want that noted, I got this one right, that everyone said they're going to take a step back.
Under review with Mick Kern, 11 a.m. Eastern on NHL Network Radio, Sirius XM 91, and the Sirius XM app.
The National Women's Soccer League Championship game is coming to Sirius XM.
Hey, it's World Cup winner Heather O'Reilly of Sirius XM FC. Join Jessica Charman and me for the first national radio broadcast of the NWSL final.
That's right, Heather. We'll be taking you through every thrilling moment live from Kansas City.
Join us as we make history at the 2024 NWSL final on Saturday, November 23rd at 8 Eastern.
And it's on Sirius XM FC channel 157 and streaming on the Sirius XM app.
Olsen Canadian Leafs hockey is on TSN 1050 and the Leafs Radio Network. The Leafs live here.
And trailing 2-1 to Edmonton after 40 minutes of play. TSN After 40 delivered by 241 Pizza. Give yourself a high five. Buy any large traditional pizza. Get up to 3 medium one-topping pizzas for $5 each. 241pizza.com. Welcome back to Scotiabank Arena. Jim Taddy and former NHLer Anthony Stewart with you. And Stu, I'm going to do this in sort of backwards. Let's go to the last part of that second period. The Leafs had great zone pressure.
Yeah, they did a good job with cycling the puck, getting shots, pucks towards the net, and they only had 5 shots, but I don't think that's indicative of the type of period that they did have. But, again, they're just continuing to wear down that Edmonton Oilers defense. Matthew Nyes has been a bit of a gnat in the hair of the Edmonton Oilers defense, crashing the net. He drew that great penalty on Ekholm to make it a 5-on-3. So, again, I think it goes back to that Washington game where, again, they're not necessarily getting the results, but through 40, they're playing a solid, two-way good game where, again, they easily could be up 2-1 or up 3-2 right now. So, again, clean up the neutral zone a little bit, but just continue to get below the dot, crash the net, and they'll crack this Edmonton code sooner than later.
And Nyes takes a lot of contact, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's a big boy. He's built. He's almost like Iron Man out there, 6'4", probably about 225 pounds, and he's built to absorb some contact. You saw him at the blue line there, break through a check and get the puck in deep, cycles, gets to the net, takes contact, gives contact. True definition of a power forward. So, but we were talking about it off air. Is just especially on the power play. I remember being on. One of the power play units and in front of the net, when you're getting those whacks and slashes and chops and they're not getting the puck on net, that's the most frustrating thing now where I'm like, well, if I'm now sacrificing my body and it's not getting through, we have to find a way to get pucks through to make my effort worth it.
You put a birthday greeting up on the board and they didn't have any age for me.
45.
That's
45.
That's the smoothest move I've ever seen.
45. I love it.
God bless him for that. So let's go back. Now we go back to the scene of the crime. The Reeves hit on Nurse was worth the penalty.
Yes, absolutely. 5 in a game. And the one thing I could tell you is Ryan Reeves is an honest player. He plays the game hard. He plays honest, and he's friends with Darnell Nurse. So I don't think he was trying to, headhunt him or hit him high. But again, when you slow down a play slow enough and break it down frame by frame, yes, he did catch him high. Yes, he did catch him in the head. And yes, it was an injury. So first things first, we hope Darnell Nurse, it's not too serious. And again, the game is so fast. And, Ryan Reeves is trying to make an impact on this roster. Only one assist through 15 games. He has to play physical. That's how he's earning his paycheck. He caught him a little high, and he's going to pay the price for that. So I'm suspecting the league's going to look at it. It could be a couple games, but that's the game that he has to play, and it's just unfortunate that Darnell Nurse got hurt tonight.
So if you could replay it, obviously there are no brakes on skates, so once you commit to doing something, there's no way to get out of that. But if he had to relive that and do the hit differently, what should he have done?
Well, I think what he would do is probably just wait a couple more split seconds to let Nurse get a little bit further away from the net and towards the corner, because now it's a natural thing when you're sort of going towards the boards, you're expecting someone to come and get contact. So I don't think he saw Ryan Reeves at all. He had his head completely down.
Yeah.
So when I played, and maybe that's the reason why I'm sitting here talking about the game as opposed to playing, I would yell, heads up, I'm coming. And I would not really take that big of a chunk out of a guy. And again, it's one thing to play hard, but you want to play honest and not hurt guys. And I don't think that was the intention. It was a hit that went the wrong way, and unfortunately there was an injury.
Okay, and then there's a 5-minute power play, and Edmonton didn't look too sharp on it.
No, great job by Toronto. They actually had, I think, 1 or 2 chances going the other way on that 5-minute penalty kill. They held the Edmonton Oilers to only 2 shots against. They did a good job boxing out, blocking shots. And what I noticed, too, is on the puck retrievals, on those loose pucks, they got it and cleared it all the way down. So, again, I think that first unit is really, really heavy, and that second unit came out twice. They didn't really have any answers as well, too. So good job getting momentum, but they seem to have lost it a couple minutes later on that 5-on-3.
Yeah, so let's go to the 5-on-3. That happens out of a McDavid strip, where he really was creative and was starting to generate something, and then, for whatever reason, Tavares got in his way, and he pulled him down, and he goes in the box.
Yeah, great job by Tavares initiating that contact, almost knowing that McDavid was going to be frustrated, and he got the stick up a little bit, then took him down. So great job, great leadership play by there. And then Nyes with getting cross-checked by Ekholm. So I think for them, they're trying to set up that perfect shot. I'm seeing Nylander on that left flank for the one-timer. They're trying to maybe hit somebody backdoor. Again, when in doubt, just put the pucks on net, be direct, play downhill hockey, and you have some great net front presence with Matthew Nyes. Just hammer, fire it home. And that's the key to the power play that's been working so well these last couple games.
Okay, so I need an explanation here because you've been on the ice and I haven't. When you take a penalty like Ekholm did, what are you talking about when you're going to the box? I mean, it's pretty clear what you did.
I say, well, he dove, but again, he's a big boy, but that was a legitimate cross-check anyway.
Yeah.
You dice it. But I think Ekholm, being the veteran guy that he is, thinking, okay, well, are they really going to give us a 5-on-3 at this point of the game? And the answer, I guess, was yes. So,
yes, guy.
Yes, guy. I think the ref said that. Yes, guy, get in the box.
That's
but,
right.
Again, it's a physical game tonight. I know the hits don't really indicate that too, but it's a physical game. A lot of rattling the boards, and I think it's going to come down to 5-on-5 this period. So I think both teams are going to be coming out. I expect a really fast-paced first 5 minutes, and someone taking a risk to try to put away the game or get back into the game.
Yeah, so just when it looked like Edmonton was going to start running away with it, that 5-minute penalty and the penalty kill, it sort of shifted everything, didn't it?
Yes, and it's all about momentum, ebbs and flows, peaks and valleys, and Edmonton could have put that game possibly out of reach with that 5-minute power play. Great job by Toronto getting that momentum and snatching it back.
Edmonton 2-1 over the Leafs after 40 minutes of play. This is Molson Canadian Leafs Hockey on TSN 1050, the iHeartRadio app, and the Leafs Radio Network.
Alpine News Network is here live with one of our superheroes.
Joe and Lucy needed a new roof and reached out to Alpine Credits. I flew over to help them with a home renovation loan. I suggested they transform their house into a giant robot head. Beams that shoot from the eyes. Pew, pew. Instead, they just went with shingles. But it's pretty glorious.
Own your home? Need a loan? Alpine Credits can help.
Alpine Credit.
What's up? What's up, insiders? How we doing tonight? Thanks for hanging out with us tonight on Hockey Night in Canada, our favorite night of the week. If you haven't done so already, this is your reminder. Please check and hit that like button. Give us a thumbs up and share this thing out so we can get more hockey fans hanging out with us all over the world. Let's go cheer on our buds tonight. We got to get the W. Always got to win on Hockey Night in Canada. Go Leafs, go. We'll see you back in there.
And with tons of cargo space, it's easy to pack for getaways. My dog, camping gear. It's like I've discovered a wild, adventurous side of me. Alice is excited too.
Lease the CRV LX two-wheel drive for $99 weekly at 2.99% APR for 28 months with $2,000 down. Offer includes $1,500 lease bonus. OAC conditions apply. See HondaOntario.com.
Hey, Michael Jordan here, the one from Toronto. But new Moi Rewards still puts me in the spotlight. I get new ways to save every time I shop at Metro and Food Basics. Moi Rewards, made for everyone, even me, Michael Jordan. Join today and save.
The Government of Canada settled a class action lawsuit for $817 million concerning disability pensions for qualifying veterans, RCMP members, their estates, or relatives. To find out if you're eligible, visit veteransclaim.ca.
50 or over? Ask your healthcare provider if vaccination for pneumococcal pneumonia with Prevnar 20 is right for you. Visit Prevnar20.ca to learn more. Now publicly funded for eligible Canadians and covered by most insurance plans.
It's Black Friday now at Shein. Up to 95% off at your one-stop shop. Stylish clothes, beauty products, holiday decor, and gifts. Stay savvy, shop Shein. Visit ca.shein.com today.
The world is changing, and Upskills for Work Get Started resources can help you adapt, learn new skills, and build confidence. Get Started is free and easy to use. Improve your skills for work and life. Get started today at upskillsforwork.ca.
Installing a TV on a wall sounds simple, right?
That was easy.
Did you find the stud?
You're looking at him. Ooh, I can fix that.
Saving up to $900 on car and home insurance with Bel Air Direct is simple. Bel Air Direct. Insurance simplified. Certain conditions apply.
The out-of-town scoreboard is brought to you by Maple Toyota. You don't have to go out of town for a great new Tundra RAV4, gas or hybrid. Maple Toyota has them in stock and ready to deliver. Visit mapletoyota.com. Third period, Panthers 4-0 over the Jets. Also in the third, Penguins 3-1 over the Sharks. In the second period, LA 2-0 over Detroit. End of the second period, Canadiens 2-1 over Columbus. End of the second period, Lightning 1-0 over the Devils. After 40 minutes of play, Flyers 4-0 over the Sabres. And also after 40 minutes of play, Canes 2-0 over the Ottawa Senators. End of the first, Stars 1-0 over the Wild. Earlier today, Blues 3-2 over Boston. In overtime, Kraken 3-2 over the Islanders. Getting set to start at 10 o'clock. Chicago in Vancouver. In our game, 2-1 Edmonton over the Leafs after 40 minutes of play. This is Molson Canadian Leafs Hockey on TSN 1050, the iHeart Radio app, and the Leafs Radio Network.
Never a blue Christmas here. Sirius XM's Jolly Christmas is the channel that delivers joy to the world with a sleigh load of hand-selected, high-energy holiday tunes. Bring a smile to the season with Jolly Christmas. Now for a limited time on the Sirius XM app, along with dozens of other holiday channels and specials.
The biggest plays.
What a save!
Hits.
Oh, a hard hit.
Goals.
McDavid scores!
Tune to NHL Network Radio for the most in-depth hockey talk on the planet.
He is the GM of the Minnesota Wild.
Insiders.
The revenues and the big business.
And the best analysis on the air.
Alex Ovechkin!
The NHL on Sirius XM. Hear every team and your hometown call. NHL Network Radio. Sirius XM 91. And on demand with the Sirius XM app.
Score!
The National Women's Soccer League Championship game is coming to SiriusXM.
Hey, it's World Cup winner Heather O'Reilly of SiriusXM FC. Join Jessica Charman and me for the first national radio broadcast of the NWSL Final.
That's right, Heather. We'll be taking you through every thrilling moment live from Kansas City.
Join us as we make history at the 2024 NWSL Final on Saturday, November 23rd at 8 Eastern.
And it's on SiriusXM FC channel 157 and streaming on the SiriusXM app.
Join me, Gord Stellick, and Scott Laughlin as we recap the night that was on NHL Morning Skate, weekday mornings at 7 a.m. Eastern on NHL Network Radio, Sirius XM 91.
The biggest names in the game.
Trying to get behind Ristolainen. Walks in. Put it between his legs. Shoots it. Score!
NHL play-by-play on SiriusXM.
Join me, Scott Laughlin, and Gord Stellick, along with former NHLer Mike Johnson for NHL Morning Skate. Weekday morning, 7 a.m. Eastern on NHL Network Radio, SiriusXM 91.
Ray Hudson here with an important announcement. You can listen to your favourite SiriusXM FC shows on the all-new SiriusXM app, now available for all subscribers.
Leafs have to try to come from behind. Oh, again. Wasn't so long ago that was fairly successful. But they trail 2-1 heading to the third period of the Edmonton Oilers. 18-15 the shots favoring Edmonton. It has been an eventful night so far.
It has. We've had a little bit of everything except a little bit of goal scoring between these two teams. By the way, that comeback win in Washington, I was amazed to see this stat. It is only the fifth time in Leaf history they were down 2 goals or more in a regular season game with 5 minutes left on the clock, or 3. And come back and win it. Last time they had done it was the opener. You remember last year against Montreal, Austin Matthews scored 2 late goals with Ilya Samsonov on the bench. Mitch Marner won it in a shootout. And before that, you had to go, way back. There was actually a game in Washington earlier in the 2000s. Bruce Boudreau was behind the bench. Clark MacArthur scored a couple of big goals for the Leafs. And then you're going back to the 1940s and 1950s for it. Every now and then you read a stat and you're going, really?
Really? Yeah, exactly. Well, we're ready to go. Leafs to the right and the Oilers to the left start this third period. And the period is brought to you by Molson. Whether it's Canadian Ultra Export or XL, there's a Molson with your name on it. And the draw 1 as the Leafs will play it ahead and chip it down into Edmonton territory. Evan Bouchard sending it around the boards. Sent back to Bouchard, then pushed ahead, but out of the reach of McDavid. And the Leafs sent it back the other way, but then knocked off a wing, and it is Hyman chipping it back into the Toronto end. Tanev played it back up along the boards. He engages Hyman in the corner. McDavid gets it back to the point. Bouchard will go D to D to the left wing side. Chipped around back of the net. Marner is there to play it ahead, and Bobby McMahon just gets it out at center ice. Ekholm mirrored there by Tavares, who's now heading to the bench. Stands back of the goal to allow the rest of his teammates to change. Leafs' next action is not until Wednesday. 7:30 start as the Oilers bring it in, and a wrist shot went well wide of the goal. Pushed to the line by Nyes, but couldn't get away, and it's cleared right back in again by Edmonton. Around the boards to the far side and down into Oiler territory as it got past David Camp. Oilers send it around the boards and down the ice it goes, and now Stolars will have to play it back of the net. Got it ahead for Nyes. Nyes drops it back, and Oliver Ekman-Larsson played it out at center, but misfired on a pass intended for Nylander. They'll try it again, this time off an Oilers stick. It goes down into Edmonton territory. Bouchard back of the goal. Rather tentative start to this third period. Right back into Toronto territory. Ekman-Larsson takes his man Corey Perry to the boards. Domi to the loose puck. Tried to backhand it, but had it blocked. Puck comes free and into the slot area. Bouchard closes. Oh, and he whipped it just wide of that far post. Bouchard getting it off into the wing now and trying to play it back. For him is Podgolzin. It comes to the point. Long shot, well wide. And Timmins hustles around the goal and starts back for Toronto. Up ahead now for Pontus Holmberg. Down the right wing boards and trying to carry back of the net. One-handed. Couldn't get it to Robertson. Robertson was able to get a stick on it, but the Oilers have dumped it out at center. McCabe shoots the puck in. Dewar unable to get to it. Played high to center ice. Nylander going back. With Reeves out of the lineup, The Leafs are in the same situation the Oilers are, in that they're playing with one less forward as we get an icing call. So a lot of extra ice being added to wingers, and William Nylander here on an instance playing with Connor Dewar and Steven Lorentz.
Remember the old days? You only dress 18, including 2 goaltenders. There's 3 lines, 2 extra forwards, and 5 defense. Although in Boston back in the 70s, you really only need 3 defense.
Yeah, that guy Orr was on the ice all the time. At the point, Emerson with a ring around the boards back of the net. It goes into the near corner. McCabe got there first, but his pass was picked off nicely by McDavid, and a shot blocked, and Dewar gets the puck to center and is knocked down, and it's back in, and now here's McDavid in on the right side, trying to hustle in a drop pass, and the shot hit the side of the net. Someone's lost a stick in the fray, and the Leafs are breaking it out at center. Here's McMahon trying to make a little flip in front of the goal and go to it, but it goes around back of the net. And Ekholm now trying to get it out, has it turned over. Leafs get it back to the point. Ekman-Larsson with a drive, and that went off a leg and went wide. Down in the corner, McMahon unable to come up with it. Pushed out at center for Hyman. Hyman taken to the boards efficiently by Oliver Ekman-Larsson, and the Maple Leafs have the puck in their own zone. Marner hits the line and in for David Camp. Sharp angle shot, hit the side of the goal. McMahon gets it back of the net. Marner now in the near corner. Tried to sweep it in front. They do. There's a rebound. And it's knocked wide of the goal by McMahon, and Camp in front of the net. Marner with a quick centering pass. Oh, and a good hit there by Timmins as a shot deflects off the blocker now of Stolarz. McMahon trying to get the puck out, and he has managed to do just that. Back come the Oilers in. A shot then by Skinner was deflected wide. And now out comes Nyes to center ice. That broken stick is still on the ice as it's down into the Oilers zone. They finally get it off. Derek Ryan for Edmonton. Playing it off onto the left wing side, and now the Oilers changing, and they'll stretch things out. Third period moving right along with not many stoppages of play. Played down into the zone. It's good news for all of us getting on the GO train before the Swifties. Brought out at center ice now by Edmonton. Shot back into the Leaf zone, and Riley is regrouping. Bank pass for Nyes. Play it ahead for Nylander. That doesn't get in over the line. Oilers play it high. That hit Willie in the helmet as it came down. Nyes helps out to get it to the line and in. Nylander trying to step around the defense, but he couldn't get around the trailing defender, and the puck comes back out at center ice. How are things going with you?
Well, wait to see the Oilers, who have late, even though they've won games, they've blown third period leads. And they've either scored late themselves or had to win it in overtime like they did against Nashville last time out.
Hyman sends it into the Leaf zone. Stolarz punches it around on the glass. Off the skate of Marner. Tip to the center ice line. Leafs come away with the puck again. Up on the wing for Marner. Shot into the Oilers zone. Tavares goes into the forecheck against Ekholm, but it's up on the left wing side, and Nugent Hopkins turns. Got it ahead for Bouchard. Evan Bouchard in on the wing, tried to get it into the slot for Hyman. That was turned over, and the Leafs are breaking it out at center with a pass up on the left wing for Oliver Ekman-Larsson. He gets it ahead and in across the line for Marner. Marner tried to get a shot away, but the stick of Bouchard has deflected that up into the screen. I don't know if we've had more than this whistle to start this third period. And we're going to go to a commercial break with 13:54 to go. You're listening to Molson Leaf Hockey on TSN 1050 in the Maple Leafs Radio Network.
Sports Grid Radio on Sirius XM has you covered this college football season.
The Tennessee Volunteers take on the Georgia Bulldogs in a massive SEC matchup to keep playoff hopes alive. The Vols haven't beat the Bulldogs since 2016 and are 9-point underdogs against Georgia this weekend. Can they pull off the upset and the cover? Make sure you tune into Sports.
What's up, hockey fans? All over Canada, all over the world. Thanks for hanging out with us tonight on Hockey Night in Canada, our favorite night of the week. I just wanted to say a big shout out to all of the Edmonton Oilers fans in the chat who were here with us during the NHL playoff run. that really started the crazy growth of this amazing community. Well, actually, the Leafs started it before that, but it really took off those last year during the NFL playoffs. So thank you for being here. Thanks for being a subscriber and an insider. Now let's get back to the hockey. Come on, buds. Let's show Edmonton and the West Coast how we do business in Toronto. Go Leafs, go. We'll see you back in there.
Championship game is coming to SiriusXM.
Hey, it's World Cup winner Heather O'Reilly of SiriusXM FC. Join Jessica Charman and me for the first national radio broadcast of the NWSL final.
That's right, Heather. We'll be taking you through every thrilling moment live from Kansas City.
Join us as we make history at the 2024 NWSL final on Saturday, November 23rd at 8 Eastern.
And it's on SiriusXM FC channel 157 and streaming on the SiriusXM app.
The biggest names in the game.
Trying to get behind, wrist the line, and walks in, put it between his legs, shoots it, score!
NHL play-by-play on SiriusXM.
Face off in the Edmonton zone to the left of Stuart Skinner. Calvin Pickard, the backup goaltender for the Oilers. Joseph Wall on the bench for the Maple Leafs. And the draw won by the Leafs. At the point, it comes to the left wing side. Oliver Ekman-Larsson just missed that far post. And it caroms off the end boards and all the way down the ice. Timmins going around back of the net for Ekman-Larsson. That bounced over his stick. A centering pass. Bounced over Goldson's stick as he gets it back to the point. A long shot, eye high. Snare. Wow. Someone else wants to beat the Swifties out of town, too.
Yeah, he held on to that for about 5 seconds.
Yeah, exactly. And then no whistle. He said, well, I guess I better play this. Played out at center ice. Oilers can't get into the Leafs zone cleanly. And Oliver Ekman-Larsson starts back for Toronto. Gets to center. He'll shoot it in. Tavares into the forecheck with Nyes. Up on the wing and pushed out at center ice now by Nugent Hopkins. Shot back in again by Toronto. Did they stay on side? Nyes was very close, but the Oilers have it under control and get it out at center. McDavid was knocked down as the pass came to him, and Tanev circles the goal and punches it up on the wing, and the Leafs will push it out at center, just out of the reach of Nyes. And it turns into an icing, and it'll come back into the Toronto zone.
Edmonton with the only shot so far here in the third period. 7:22 in. Well, for Anthony Stolarz, he's had a lot of games where he has not had much offense. His last start was a 3-0 shutout loss to the Ottawa Senators. Opening night, lost 1-0 in Montreal.
Played down into the corner and around to the far wing where Tavares got it back to his defenseman, and then Tanev had his stick held onto and had to kick it into the corner on the near side. The puck comes free, and it's Marner starting away with Tanev into the rush as well. Tanev takes the pass on the right wing and a shot. Blockered away nicely there by Skinner. A centering effort by Tavares didn't connect. Puck hits the official, but it is punched up on the boards. And Draisaitl starts away for Toronto, or for Edmonton, knocking it down into the Toronto zone. Yanni Hakanpaa to the left wing side for Riley. Hakanpaa saying first game went okay, but he felt the conditioning situation creeping up on him in the third period. Now the puck is turned over. Here's Skinner from a sharp angle, and that was well wide of the goal. Kept in by Dermott. Travis Dermott into the near corner, but it comes off the wall at a strange angle, allowing Dewar to center, and now brought in. Here's a chance now for Connor Dewar! Oh, and he went right to the net and shot it well wide of the goal. And the puck has swung around the boards and all the way down into the Leaf end.
It's almost as if he got stuck between being unsure whether to shoot it or try to pass it to the right wing side.
Pass ahead, David Camp in over the line, works into the left wing corner, drops it back to the point. A long fluttering shot went well wide of the Oiler goal. Puck is pushed back out into neutral ice, and Timmins will go back for it. Timmins taken to the boards and knocked down by Podgolzin. The puck banked off the wall to center. Leafs can't get it into the offensive end just yet. And now it is by Steven Lorenz. Here are the Oilers back in their own zone. Trying to get it ahead at center. Broken up at the Leaf defense. Pass back into neutral ice and launched in by a bouncing shot now for Robertson, who went to the net and was tackled before he got there. Whistles put away.
Well, I think after the second period, both officials are probably thinking we're done.
Long shoot in. Skinner, an easy glove save.
Can't imagine there's a lot of periods where there's a 5-minute major one way and a 5-on-3 the next.
Corey Perry gets it in over the line. The pass into the slot off a stick and up into the screen behind goaltender Anthony Stolarz. So a face-off in the Toronto zone. We are exactly 10 minutes old in the third period.
Leafs need a hero, much like they got in Washington. I mean, what was bizarre about the comeback in Washington, I mean, they scored the 2 late goals, but 2 other goals called back in the same period. I mean, I don't know if I've ever seen that. You think, boy,
it was a bizarre night. There was no two ways about it. And then why Thompson didn't come out and try to play that puck. Here are the Oilers trying to center, stopped on the short side by Stolarz. Hyman back to the goal, couldn't get to it. Leafs are able to punch it off the boards up on the wing, but Dewar can't, or at least McMahon can't get it out initially, but he does now. And Bouchard back in the Edmonton zone. 9:34 to play in the third. A 2-1 Edmonton lead. Oilers in with a shot, blocked again. That was another block, and now another shot is blocked and deflected into the corner. Bouchard's shot hits the side of the goal. Leafs get it airmailed high to center ice, trying to knock it back there, and doing so was Matthias Ekholm, but the Leafs, Tavares, in. Can't get a shot away as he works to the corner. Then when he did center it, there was no one there. Oilers play it off the boards, and it's going to come right back down to goaltender Stolarz, and the Leafs will regroup. A pass fanned on there by Hakanpaa. Back come the Oilers in over the line on the left wing. Centering pass hits the side of the goal. Hakanpaa after it on the near corner. And the long reach of the defender gets it out at center, and now Domi across the line. Max in with a wrist shot that is gloved easily by Skinner and held for a face-off coming in the Oilers zone when we return. Edmonton 2, Toronto 1. You're listening to Molson Leaf Hockey on TSN 1050 and the Maple Leafs Radio Network.
As fall approaches and birds head south, a different kind of bird emerges, the Subaru. While migratory flocks seek warmth, Subaru's symmetrical full-time all-wheel drive keeps drivers soaring through the wild. During the migrating season, Subaru's hunger for adventure grows exponentially, driving the intrigued radio listeners to fall for Subaru at their local Subaru dealerships, experiencing an adventure of their own. So migrate to your local Subaru dealership.
Cheers, Leafs fans. Thanks for hanging out with us tonight, and Oilers fans as well. We appreciate you being here. Now's the time. Let us know in the chat where you're watching from. Let us know your city and province, city and state. Flag emojis for all the nations all over the world, but I want to see a lot of Canadian flags in there and Hockey Night in Canada emojis because it is the best night of the week. Hockey Night in Canada. Nothing better. Now let's get back to the hockey. Come on, buds. We need this one against the Oilers. Let's go. We'll see you back in there.
Bought a single gift.
Don't stress. Sephora has gifts for everyone on your list.
Really? Everyone?
Everyone.
Go on.
Do they like to smell nice? Valentino perfume. Do they have hair? Olaplex. Do they have lips? Charlotte Tilbury. Do they have skin? First Aid Beauty.
Okay, I got it. This holiday, don't overthink it. With Sephora, giving something beautiful is easy. Find exclusive gifts in-store or online at sephora.ca.
Want to wish Ryan Dinwiddie and the Toronto Argos all of the best of luck tomorrow. The Grey Cup as the Argos tangle with the Winnipeg Blue Bombers out in Vancouver. My son Sean has been there since Monday. He's wired for money about 18 times. And one lawyer for bail.
In other words, a typical week for the Bowens.
Yes! Well, it's great Cup week. You know, I was disappointed that he didn't rent a horse to take through one of the hotel lobbies. Tavares off a face-off win, got it in front of the net, but out of the reach of Nylander. Oilers flipping it high to the Leaf zone. Batted back on the boards, cut off there by Ryan. Derek Ryan, then a shot stopped. Big rebound comes in front of the goal, and the Leafs poke it ahead. Marner sending it off to Nylander. Nylander comes through center. He's by himself. Not much more he could do but just send it in along the boards. Marner arrives on the scene. The puck comes free. Got it back to the point. Morgan Riley doesn't shoot it. Gives to Marner. Marner down into the corner to Nylander. Nylander working back at the blue line with a shot in traffic that was blocked. And the Oilers are going to get it out at center. They'll play it down into the Toronto end.
Well, the Leafs needing a goal, so Craig Berube decides he's going to load up in the line with Tavares, Marner, and adding Willie Nylander instead of Bobby McMahon.
Puck in the Toronto zone. Oilers play it to the side of the goal. Tipped into the corner. Perry trying to get it out in front. Got it off on the wing for Skinner. Skinner taken to the boards efficiently there by David Camp. The puck is back in the corner, and Tanev plays it up on the left wing and now gets a return pass from Connor Dewar. He'll get to center, and the veteran sends it down into Edmonton territory. Goaltender plays it along the boards, but there's Camp trapping it there. Dewar arrives to support, but then McDavid is able to take it when he circles the goal, and out he comes. Long lead pass, nicely taken there by Skinner. Jeff Skinner tried to play it in front, but couldn't make the pass. Domi returns for Toronto. Left wing side. Centering pass in the goal crease. Knocked away by Bouchard. 6:56 to play in the third. Turnover in front of the goal. Nice! Holy mackerel, what a turn of events! A horrific pass from Bouchard off of the defender, and Nye snaps it home!
Evan Bouchard to the right of his own net. Instead of forcing it up the right wing boards, he tries to fire it up the middle of the ice and hits his own man.
I think it was McDavid.
Yeah, it was McDavid in the seat of the pants. And that drops right into the slot and onto the stick of Matthew Nyes, who very quickly looks up, spots low blocker, and snaps it there to tie the game at 2.
What a season this young man's having. That is goal number 8. And it's a good thing it is, because the Leafs offense from the bottom 2 lines is virtually non-existent.
Of course, Nyes, for the most part, has played with Marner and Tavares.
Yep. Puck in the Toronto zone. Camp one hands it to the blue line. Can't get it out. Timmins makes a nice play to get it to the blue line, but can't find an open man, and the Oilers trying to play it back in, and Timmins blocked that. Now against the boards it is Camp, doing a nice bit of back checking there to clear the puck into the neutral zone. 6:08 to play, third period. We're tied at 2s, and glad you're with us. Down into the corner in the Toronto zone it goes. Tavares has it come off a skate, and it's going to go all the way now. A big foot race. Bobby McMahon is in. Scores! My goodness, what a turn of events! McMahon beats Bouchard and Ekholm. Leafs 3, Oilers 2.
Where
the guys in quicksand?
Where the hell did he come from? Bobby McMahon, you could see it from here that he kept out racing the Oiler defenseman, Ekholm and Bouchard. And I don't know whether they didn't expect the extra effort, but Bobby McMahon, I mean, this was almost like the Tavares overtime goal, wasn't it? Puck slowly sliding to the other end of the ice, and Bobby McMahon just puts on the afterburners. I don't know if Ekholm and Bouchard were playing the I got it, you take it.
That's what it looked like, Jimmy. Oh, he's got it. No, you got it. No.
And Bobby McMahon says, I'll take it.
Yes. Wow. Played down into the Toronto zone. Scooped around the boards and to the line. McMahon can't get it out. Then a wrist shot taken by McDavid went wide. Rebound on the far boards. Was it Marner who sent the puck out there again? I think it was. We'll wait and see. But talk about being on a heater. McMahon, now here's a shot, gloved by Stolarz and held for a face-off.
Well, they're saying that the goal was unassisted. We'll see if that gets changed or not. But the Leafs, with a couple of quick ones, 58 seconds apart here in the third period to turn a one-goal deficit into holding on to a one-goal lead.
So it is 3-2 Toronto. You're listening to Molson Leaf Hockey on TSN 1050 and the Maple Leafs Radio Network.
Santa baby, bring on the merry and bring on the bright. Sing along with modern holiday hits on Holly, Channel 79. Or revisit Christmas Past with the nostalgic sound of holiday traditions on Channel 71.
Christmas.
Listen now through Christmas Day and enjoy dozens of unique holiday channels anytime you want in the SiriusXM app.
24/7 Hockey Talk.
Kevin Cheveldayoff, Winnipeg Jets. What the heck's with this Kyle Connor?
Hey, you. Yeah, you. The one that's listening to Hockey Night in Canada, the Leafs and the Oilers right now, and you haven't subscribed yet. Why have you not hit that subscribe button yet? Get on it, hit that subscribe button, and turn on that bell so you don't miss it when we go live for every single Toronto Maple Leafs game this season, as well as every other Toronto sports team. We're live hanging out right here on Toronto Sports Insider. Thank you for hitting that subscribe button and becoming an insider. Now let's get back to the hockey. Come on, buds. We need this one. Let's go. Let's get loud in the chat. Let's get some Go Leafs Go going in there, huh? Go Leafs Go. Go Leafs Go.
Under Review with Mick Kern, 11 a.m. Eastern on NHL Network Radio, SiriusXM 91, and the SiriusXM app.
Ray Hudson here with an important announcement. You can listen to your favorite SiriusXM FC shows on the all-new SiriusXM app, now available for all subscribers.
They're giving the assist to Oliver Ekman-Larsson. And the Leafs lead 3-2 on 2 goals, 58 seconds apart.
This time Skinner, as it went all the way down into the Edmonton zone. Bobby McMahon was giving chase again. This time Skinner said, screw this, I'm coming out.
I'm coming out
playing
to get
it myself.
Him. Oilers unable to get into the Leafs zone. Played back now for Brett Kulak up on the left wing, and it's shot down into the Toronto end. The Leafs have had good fortune against the Oilers over the last number of years, as Tanev gets it out into the center ice area. Kulak trying to play it back in and does. Rink-wide pass now for McDavid. McDavid cuts to the middle, drops it back for Bouchard. In along the boards, Bouchard has it intercepted, and the Leafs are breaking it out. Marner, realizing that they're in the midst of a change, just dumps it in. Bouchard will be chased by Marner as he comes out from behind, and the pass goes off a stick and down into the Toronto zone. Ekman-Larsson taking his man efficiently to the boards with a good hit. Puck on the boards, chopped at and pushed out at center, and one man back. Here's Camp in across the line, dropping it back, shooting Ekman-Larsson, and that was stopped by the blocker of Skinner. Oilers play it back of the goal with 3:46 to play in the third. Leafs have taken their first lead of the game. Down into the corner now for Perry. Plays it around back of the net. Knocked down by Oliver Ekman-Larsson. He gives it to Nylander. Nylander punches it out into the center ice area. Stetcher couldn't get to the Leaf line. Tries it again. Troy Stetcher sends it in. Batted there by Timmins. Puck along the boards. Backhanded but not cleared. Oilers keeping it in. Stetcher on the right wing side. Janmark trying to go to the net. Rolled it in front of the goal. An enormous pad save made by Anthony Stolarz. Holy mackerel, what a save. The puck goes around back of the net. A wraparound attempt in front. Stolen by Domi. Launched high to safety to center ice. My goodness, what a great save that was. Oilers in their own zone. Stetcher comes to center with Draisaitl, who takes the pass across the line. Works to the left wing boards. Back into the slot for Evan Bouchard. Shot deflected wide in front of the Leaf goal. Trapped by Ekholm. Sent around the boards, Bouchard. Left now for McDavid. McDavid curls, drops the puck for Draisaitl. Draisaitl shooting. Blocker save. Rebound in front, not cleared. Another opportunity for Domi, but he can't get it out. Bouchard, left wing side. Another shot knocked down. Net empty. Leafs have it. Tanev will get it out at center. And Bouchard had to go, or at least Skinner had to go back into the net. Now he's gone for an extra attacker. Here's Draisaitl to Bouchard. Shot blocked. Rebound in the near corner. 2 minutes to go. McDavid down into the corner for Draisaitl. Draisaitl chased hard, the centering pass, knocked back to the blue line. Bouchard at the right point, to the left point and trapped there. Back to Bouchard. Bouchard to McDavid. McDavid on a sharp angle pass in front. Draisaitl trying to shoot it. Blocked by the Leafs. Back to the point. Bouchard looks for Draisaitl and gives to McDavid. McDavid down the right wing. Tavares lost his stick. The puck is in front of the goal. They score! After a wild scramble in which Tavares' stick was knocked out of his hands and then pushed away from the Leaf player.
Now, did McDavid grab his stick, Joe?
I thought so.
I'd like to see it again because the stick went flying out of Tavares' hand, and you wonder if Connor McDavid grabs. Now, looked like more of a drop. The Leafs are scrambling to keep the puck from going into the slot. It hits a skate and goes right back to Leon Draisaitl.
Now, Craig Berube is talking with the official on the far side.
I don't think there's any goalie interference, even though there was an Oiler in the blue paint right behind Stolarz. Now, is Berube asking, can we challenge? Oh, Anthony Stolarz loses his stick, which is nothing new, really.
No.
I don't know if they're...
Well, they're not going to do anything now because the puck is dropped and we're back underway. So a goal with 6 attackers by Edmonton ties this game with 1:20 now to go in the third period. Played back into the Toronto end. Draisaitl gets the goal that ties the game, but the Oilers steal it again back of the net. Pass intercepted by Marner. Marner starts out. Marner looking up ahead and off nice. It's played down into Edmonton territory. Camp crashes into the boards but can't come up with the puck as it comes back to the blue line. Kept in by McCabe, but his pass was blocked. Marner comes away with it again. Marner walking the line. Marner in the slot. Can't shoot it. Stick handling like a fiend. Still has it. Marner looking in front of the goal with a shot. Blocked. Rebound in front of the net. No one could get to it. Marner has it now, but he can't get it back to the blue line as it's cleared to center ice. He is a magician. I'm sorry. I know there's all kinds of talk about contract and everything else. They have got to keep that kid in this city. Here's Draisaitl. Now for Edmonton with a shot. Pad save made there by Stolarz. Poked up on the boards, but McMahon can't get it out. 16 seconds to go as the shot goes off the stick and up into the screen and out of play with 13.4 seconds to go.
It's been a fun night, though, hasn't it?
Hasn't it been? It's been a great game. The goal from Draisaitl, Nugent Hopkins, and McDavid drawing the assist. And it comes at 18:31 with 6 attackers on the ice for Edmonton.
Big face-off from a Leaf standpoint. 13.4 seconds left.
And won by Edmonton. Shot! Blockered away nicely there by Stolarz. Draisaitl in the corner with 6 seconds back to the point. Bouchard almost had his pocket picked. Whoa, that was close.
I mean,
that was as close as Dan is to swearing, Mr. Ralph.
Yeah,
let me just tell you that.
And it was Mitch Marner that nearly stripped it from him. Bouchard's kind of had a difficult third period. Turned the puck over off McDavid's
I don't know
backside.
if Mitch would have had enough time. He'd have had to really gallop down there to. There's 3.2 seconds left. Draw to the right of Stolars. And the draw won by Tavares. That should do it for the regular part of our efforts here tonight.
All right, since they've got the point, I know you said that the Leafs have done pretty well against the Edmonton Oilers.
Yep.
Well, since 2016-17, the Leafs are 17-4-2.
All right.
Against the Oilers, looking for win number 18 during that stretch.
Overtime coming. You're listening to Molson Leaf Hockey on TSN 1050 and the Maple Leafs Radio Network.
Over to our sideline reporter now with breaking news from Bet365.
You've never seen anything like this. The Bet365 app just keeps getting better. Check out all the same-game parlay markets. Stay up to date on all the in-game action and track how your bets are pacing. Be sure to check out other features like daily lineups.
That's incredible. I'll have to check that out.
It certainly is.
Well, there's only one way to find out. Download the app and see why. It's never ordinary.
Cheers, Leafs fans. Thanks for hanging out with us tonight, and Oilers fans as well. We appreciate you being here. Now's the time. Let us know in the chat where you're watching from. Let us know your city and province, city and state. Flag emojis for all the nations all over the world, but I want to see a lot of Canadian flags in there and Hockey Night in Canada emojis because it is the best night of the week. Hockey Night in Canada. Nothing better. Now let's get back to the hockey. Come on, buds. We need this one against the Oilers. Let's go. We'll see you back in there.
At Planet Fitness.
First up with Korolnik and Koliakovo. Weekday morning 6 till 10 on TSN 1050.
You ain't first, you're last. Been a heck of a game. We're going to overtime. Leafs 3 and the Oilers 3.
Well, Oilers are 4-1 on games that have gone to extra time this season. And the Leafs 1-2. Losses came in Minnesota and in Boston. The win, of course, came 3 nights ago in Washington against the Capitals. So this is the first overtime game at home the Leafs have played this season.
They switch ends. Leafs will defend the goal in the north end to our left, or in the west end to our left. I'm thinking of the Gardens, the north end.
Yeah, Foster. What if that would screw anybody up? Saying, look,
yeah,
we made a mistake, and here I was thinking it was the north end to my left, and it was the east end.
Well, that'd make it a different rink.
Well, again, most important face-off of the game is to start overtime.
Draisaitl and Tavares, and the Oilers control the draw. Bouchard takes it back in his own zone. Round back of the net will leave for McDavid. McDavid comes with speed out at center. McDavid working in over the line, got around one and got a shot away, and Stolars made the save and the rebound. Cleared out into the center ice area by Edmonton. Draisaitl goes back. He comes through neutral ice. Tavares checking him. Draisaitl's pass is blocked. The Leafs counter. Marner is along with Tavares. 2-on-1. Marner in over the line looking for Tavares. Score! Mitchell Marner wins it in overtime.
An odd man rush at one end is broken up, which sets up a 2-on-1 the other way. And Mitch Marner scores his 200th career NHL goal at a clutch time. And I'm not sure, Joe, what Stuart Skinner is thinking. Because he looked handcuffed, didn't quite butterfly as Marner let it go, but he just seemed to freeze. And the Leafs trailed most of the game before taking a late lead, gave up the tying goal to Draisaitl in the final minute. And the Leafs then salvaged the extra point in overtime. And I don't know about you, but all I can think is if this does not go in, we got another 2-on-1
race going the other way.
Again.
Oh, yeah.
But the Leafs, back-to-back games, they trail into the third period. Back-to-back games the big boys come through in extra time.
So it is a big 4-3 victory for the Maple Leafs in overtime, and Mitch Marner is the game star, no question. We'll chip it off to Jim Taddy and Anthony Stewart. You've been listening to Molson Leaf Hockey on TSN 1050 and the Maple Leafs Radio Network.
To win your fantasy football league, you need to be one step ahead of the competition. And at SiriusXM Fantasy Sports Radio, we're giving you the edge you need to take home the trophy.
You're looking for a bye-week quarterback? Geno could fit the bill.
Touchdown! Geno Smith fires a shot!
Our experts are doling out start-sit advice, waiver pickups, and so much more to help you win a championship.
Just because you're allowed to make a waiver move doesn't mean you have to make a waiver move.
Listen right now on Channel 87 and on the all-new SiriusXM app.
NHL Morning Skate.
Tampa Bay Lightning General Manager Julian Brisebois.
Can you tell us something about Nikita Kucherov, the player, the person?
He puts so much time working at his craft. He is looking to improve every little detail of his game, of his skill set. You know, he gets rewarded by being an all-time great player, and we get rewarded by having one of the best players in the world on our team every night.
NHL Morning Skate with Scott Laughlin and Gord Stellick. Weekdays 7 a.m. Eastern on NHL Network Radio, SiriusXM 91, and the SiriusXM app. The best player analysts and insiders live on NHL Network Radio. Mike Rupp.
With the Leafs, the fact that they're trying to change some things has made me not make it so life and death every day for this team. In the past, it was like, this is who we are, and then you see the matchups and it's not working out, and you're like, why are things not changing? Well, things are changing right now, and it's going to take some time to get all the way there.
Get the latest opinion and analysis you need on the home of hockey, NHL Network Radio, SiriusXM 91, and the SiriusXM app. The biggest plays.
What a save!
Hits.
Oh, a hard hit.
Goals.
McDavid scores!
Tune to NHL Network Radio for the most in-depth hockey talk on the planet.
He is the GM of the Minnesota Wild.
Insiders.
The revenues and the big business.
And the best analysis on the air.
Alex Ovechkin!
The NHL on SiriusXM. Hear every team and your hometown call. NHL Network Radio. SiriusXM 91. And on demand with the SiriusXM app.
Score!
24/7 hockey talk.
Kevin Cheveldayoff, Winnipeg Jets. What the heck's with this Kyle Connor? I'm curious what you saw and how it's evolved.
His offensive instincts, really just top end. It's just been one of those guys that, play me with this guy, okay. Play me with that guy, okay. In these last couple of years, he's learned to have the layer of the defensive structure as well. That's just made him a much more complete player.
SiriusXM, NHL Network Radio, SiriusXM 91, and on your schedule with the SiriusXM app. Under review.
And nobody in Winnipeg wants to say it, but I'll say it. Connor Hellebuyck did not play the level he's capable of in the playoffs. That's a big part of the equation. Connor can play better. He's one of the best goalies in the league. The Jets have been told by everybody, but me, I want that noted, I got this one right, that everyone said they're going to take a step back.
Under review with Mick Kern, 11 a.m. Eastern on NHL Network Radio, SiriusXM 91, and the SiriusXM app.
Join me, Gord Stellick, and Scott Laughlin as we recap the night that was on NHL Morning Skate, weekday mornings at 7 a.m. Eastern on NHL Network Radio, SiriusXM 91.
This is Leafs Game Night on TSN 1050 and the Leafs Radio Network. The Leafs live here.
He comes through neutral ice. Tavares checking him. Draisaitl's pass is blocked. The Leafs counter. Marner is along with Tavares. 2-on-1. Marner in over the line looking for Tavares. Scores! Mitchell Marner wins it in overtime.
40 seconds in. Marner wins at 4-3. The Leafs take Edmonton in overtime. What a night it was. A fascinating game. Welcome to Leafs Game Night, the post-game show live from Scotiabank Arena. Jim Taddy and former NHLer Anthony Stewart. And Stu, the overtime alone was going to be a 2-on-1 one way or the other, wasn't it?
It definitely was, and not to steal a tagline from the company here, but that's hockey. That is hockey, and what an entertaining finish, and great job there by Toronto sort of breaking up that play with Draisaitl, who had his team look like he was a man on the mission in the last half of that third period and breaking it up. But keys to that play is Marner. As soon as he broke up that play, he jumps right up ice, and they go off to the races. And what I've noticed him the last couple of games, he's got a shooting mentality. So even with that, Skinner thought he was maybe going to slide it across, cheated a little bit, and Marner potted it home for his 6th of the year. And what a big game for him and the entire Maple Leaf staff and team with the absence of Austin Matthews. So it's been a great game, entertaining. I don't think I've seen an entertaining game where one team only has 22 shots, but it was fast-paced, back and forth. It had hits, it had specialty team battles, and they did not disappoint with Connor McDavid in town.
Marner did look for the pass. I mean, he sold the pass and took the shot.
Yeah, he did, and he had his head up the whole entire time, and great job with, I think it was Bouchard maybe sliding over to just putting it just at the perfect time, potting it low blocker there too. So again, very cerebral player, but now that he has that shooting mentality, it's great to see, and he's going to put in a lot more goals playing that way.
Well, this is sort of like in Washington plus, right? A lot more zip to it than the Washington game.
Yeah, and I don't recommend just waiting to the third period playing rope-a-dope, right? But again, I think for them it was just sticking to the system, right? And they didn't really get that many opportunities in the second period. Only 5 shots in that first 40 minutes there too. But they just stuck to their system. They played a simplistic game. They got the pucks in below the dots. They got in on the forecheck. They managed the puck in the D zone, and they just waited for the right opportunity to sort of pounce. And prime example was Matthew Nyes just coming in as a good F3, had a great stick, chopped it down there and potted home his 8th of the year. And then fantastic speed by McMahon next shift after the clear there too. So again, they're just sort of waiting for their moment, striking at the right time, and they're playing Craig Berube hockey, and so far it's been successful the last couple of games.
Now, I'm going to tell you that one of us said just before the Nyes goal, you think they'd get a break off a skate. And then he said, oh, look, and then I scored.
That was you.
That was me. But the reason I was saying that was they kept throwing the puck to the net. And you knew that sooner or later, not on that particular play, because that just came out of nowhere, but you knew that somehow they were going to get some puck luck.
Yeah, and you think with this team having that much talent, and in the years past, what they do, we called it the puck possession, where they're just around the outside and passing, and it looks neat, but not really effective. But just putting those pucks on net, that's where it's going to hit a stick. It's going to redirect maybe off the back wall and get a good bounce. But again, it just keeps the opposition on their toes when you don't know if they're going to be shooting or passing or just making big plays down there below the dot. So, again, they play a heavy style of game. And, again, I think, Bouchard on that pizza that he threw up the middle, he was just tired, just fatigued from just getting hit and having to make quick plays because Toronto just kept coming out in waves on that forecheck and having good sticks and getting a bump every time. And when you play that system, teams just tire out and they make those mental mistakes like they did in the third period.
And the great thing is, 59 seconds later, McMahon, they've now given an assist to OEL. So McMahon, just outraced everybody and buried it.
He looked like a young Pavel Bure. I'm trying to think of a Maple Leaf that had that much. A young Sergei Berezin with that speed coming down the middle. And
there's a visual.
And great job. And what a release, too, where I still don't know if it went in or not. I'm surprised they didn't challenge it. Maybe they did take a look at it. But great speed by McMahon. It just shows when he's on that top line, he takes that initiative and takes it upon himself, saying, hey, I have to produce. And he's been great. He threw a couple big hits, getting to the net. He's showing that he's a top 6 player and another guy whose name could be in that mix when Austin Matthews gets back.
Yeah, in person, when we saw the shot, I didn't know it was in it. And on replay, you could see it hit the back bar and came out really fast. But that whole play was lightning fast. Then later on, of course, the Leafs are hemmed in because the Edmonton goalie is out, and they just collapsed. This was a sort of a destiny goal by Edmonton.
Yeah, I was like, uh-oh, when they get hemmed in their zone, and Edmonton just finds a way to keep that puck possession there. Great job by Connor McDavid. He had a check on him, just took the stick and threw it out of his way coming downhill. He was a man possessed coming, and just that scramble there. And Draisaitl is one of the best players in the National Hockey League, just finding those little pockets, finding those little holes where that puck is going to bounce out. Really, really good instincts in front of the net, and he potted it home to tie the game. So once they got hemmed in there for about 20 seconds, I was like, this could spell bad for the Maple Leafs, but they found a way in overtime to get that turnover and get the win tonight.
So with the game on the line, McDavid had a good night without the game being on the line. But with the game on the line, he shifted into a gear that nobody else has. He was noticeable. He was flying around that ice.
Yeah, especially to that neutral zone. And we saw in the first period, McCabe did a good job of isolating him and pinning him against the wall, but when he gets into that open ice, it's almost just like a gazelle in the open field where you don't know if he's going left, right, or just down the pipe like he usually does, and it's really, really tough to match his speed and tenacity, and he just sometimes he wants to take over a game, and you could see it. You could physically see him, hey, you know what, it's time to take over the game. So for me, it's a treat to watch, especially from up here, and he was worth the price of admission. But on a couple of those energy boosts, and he was coming in, great job by Marner just counteracting it. He turned the puck over on McDavid a couple times and went back the other way too. So again, Toronto had a really good counterpunch, but McDavid was on a whole different other level tonight as well.
So what a week! I mean, it starts off with that the nothing burger with Ottawa,
yeah,
and follows up
with
the
nothing
cheese.
burger with double nothing cheese. Yeah.
Followed up with a slow start, but an eventual win in overtime in Washington, and the same thing here. And I mean, this is really sort of plowing through situations and sticking to the system.
Yes, and I'm just taking a check now, and if you take a look at it, I believe the Toronto Maple Leafs are first in the Atlantic tonight. So don't quote me on that. Still refreshing my TSN page here, but just from where they were, where the sky was falling a couple of weeks ago, just to consistently putting together 60-minute efforts, and there's going to be some falters in the system. There's going to be some nothing burgers of games, as you mentioned, but just consistently when they're getting the goaltending, the specialty teams are being special, and they're playing that simplistic style of play. They're a tough team to beat, and they've been doing it without Austin Matthews the last couple of games. So just seeing him now when he comes back, there's going to be a little bit of a logjam in that top six, and there's going to be players moving from center to wing. It's a good problem to have because it's a great competition, and it elevates the play of the whole entire team. And for me, it's really, really fun to watch. This was one of the most fun games that I've been a part of since I've been doing the broadcast with you, Tats.
Absolutely, this was the game of the year for us. That's for sure. I have the 1 point behind Florida. Florida won 5-0 tonight.
I got to refresh here.
Wow, I like your page better.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's better not to refresh.
Maybe I'm in the future, but anyways, that's neither here nor there. But again, it's you're seeing some of the direction that the other teams are going now. They have a 5-point cushion on Tampa Bay and the Boston Bruins, who have been struggling as of late. Wins, losses in probably 3 of the last 5 games, but they're just putting together solid efforts against solid teams, and it's for Craig Berube, it's easy to coach, and you see him. He's not afraid to get the team in line when need be, but consistently, 4 lines have consistently been going and playing well, and it's good to watch for sure.
Well, this was a big test tonight. I mean, they had to shut down Connor McDavid, which is next to impossible. And I'm just going to check, what did he have for totals tonight? He had 2, one of each. A goal and an assist. I thought he had 3, but the NHL.com site says 2. Okay.
They're spreading the wealth. Spreading the wealth.
Yeah, 1. So 2 points. But so they did a nice job on him. But I don't know that anybody thought that they would win like this.
No. I thought it was going to be a bit of a barn burner, especially with McDavid having 9 points in his previous 3 games. But they did a good job slowing him down a little bit. We saw those bursts of speeds like we talked about. But just consistently to a man, especially on the back end, they didn't give up much. OEL and Tanev were another 2 bricks back there, getting the puck out, blocking shots. I saw Hakanpaa blocking some big shots as well, too. So to a man, they played a solid defensive effort, and proving why they're in the top third of the league in most defensive metrics.
Yeah, just looking at Hakanpaa's ice time, 12:34. So I think it was 15 on Wednesday. So they're still controlling his minutes, and they should.
Yeah, and we talked about it off air, saying, hey, he just looks like he's still trying to get his legs underneath him, like Mike Tyson last night versus Jake Paul.
The difference is Mike's are gone.
Yes, they're not coming back. They're still, but
they've checked out.
But again, I liked his length. He had a good stick. He blocked some shots, and he seems like he's a solid addition too. And an unsung hero for me, I think, was Timmins. He was moving the puck. He was jumping up when he needed to be. He was adding some secondary offensive chances as well. So that defensive back end has been very, very solid, and they did their best to isolate Stolarz tonight, and he answered the bell when called upon, and again, I can't fault him on any of those goals. So it was a good, solid team effort too. So it was good to watch.
Just looking at the event summary, who had the busiest night? Connor McDavid had 4 shot attempts, or 4 shots get through, another 5 that didn't get through for 9 attempts, and Nylander's line is 4 that got through and 10 that didn't. Wow. Wow.
Hit the net, guy.
Yeah, it's over there, guy.
Change the curve there. Take a little off the curve. But again, it's the Domi line was great. Nylander had to hop in his step, and I'm sure we'll talk about Matthew Nyes again. He was a bull in a china shop. He was getting to the net.
Yeah.
He was putting pressure on the other opposition too. Tavares, I don't know what's his diet lately, but he just has an extra hop in his step, and I think it could be. And sometimes, and again, with the whole Austin Matthews situation, sometimes when there's too many cooks in the kitchen, there's not enough pots for everybody. So there's not enough puck touches. There's not enough opportunities to get into a game. So with a player like Austin Matthews, it just makes other players step their game up and elevate.
So it's as simple as he's here, so I don't want to get in his way. And when he's not there, it's like, oh, I have to do this now.
Yeah, or you know what, this guy hasn't scored in a while, so let me get him the puck, or let me try to make this fancy play. And it's funny, we heard some of the people above us here that may have been or may not been with the team just talking about, hey, pass the puck, move the puck.
Yeah, you can hear that.
And with a group like this, sometimes they don't make the right play; they try to make the better play. And when it works, it's fantastic to watch. But sometimes it's a turnover; it goes the other way. But you live and die with the talent that this group has, because those are going to be the guys that get you through the next step of the playoffs.
So the Leafs win a 4-3 in overtime. Thrilling game, to say the very least. This is Leafs Game Night live from Scotiabank Arena on TSN 1050, the iHeartRadio app, and the Leafs Radio Network.
From the biggest stadiums to the coziest holes in the wall. From house parties to porch hangs to pride celebrations. From your favorite fuzz shop to your local Indian spot. From noodle bars to sports bars to salsa bars. There's a Molson with
What's up, hockey fans? All over Canada, all over the world. Thanks for hanging out with us tonight on Hockey Night in Canada, our favorite night of the week. I just wanted to say a big shout out to all of the Edmonton Oilers fans in the chat who were here with us during the NHL playoff run that really started the crazy growth of this amazing community. Well, actually, the Leafs started it before that, but it really took off those last year during the NFL playoffs. So thank you for being here. Thanks for being a subscriber and an insider. Now let's get back to the hockey. Come on, buds. Let's show Edmonton and the West Coast how we do business in Toronto. Go Leafs, go. We'll see you back in there.
On real life, it teaches you practical conversations that you will actually use. So with just 15 minutes a day, you'll be on your way to speaking in a new language in just a few weeks. Babbel, language for life. Right now, Babbel is offering radio listeners 55% off their subscription. Visit babbel.com/radio. That's BABBEL.com/radio for 55% off.
Leafs Game Night live from Scotiabank Arena. Jim Taddy and Anthony Stewart with you. And we can see there's always a gathering of people that will, I guess, be from the hometown of some of the visiting players. And the Newmarket contingent looks rather big over there.
Yeah, I think they're covering the whole entire gold section, but that just shows the support that this Edmonton Oilers has, a team that are friends and family. And it's funny, I used to, when I was in the Southeast Division playing for the Carolinas and the Floridas, we'd actually really, really do well because it would cost us probably, $2,000, $3,000 in tickets. We might as well get our money's worth and get a win. So it's good to see. Again, I know I shouldn't say this. I think it's good when you have the other teams' fans in the building. It just shows that support and the growth of the league too, and just how big superstars McDavid and Draisaitl are on a league level.
Well, look, when Draisaitl tied it, there was a pretty good smattering of applause from the Edmonton contingent.
I didn't hear that. Yeah, I did hear that.
Yeah, you did. Yeah. Yes, you did.
Yeah, I did hear that.
Yeah.
Yes, I did.
Yeah. Yes, you did. So, and you go back to the second period was, it's just weird compared to how the game finished. The major to Reeves that the Leafs killed off, which seemed to take some of the starch, if they hit it, out of Edmonton. And then the Leafs had a 5-on-3, and they couldn't do much with it.
Yeah, and, not a lot of shots in 5 minutes, and you expect that was a game where you thought it was really going to open up with Connor McDavid and Draisaitl having 5 minutes to sort of go to work there too, but they only had 2 shots. But I think I don't think it was necessarily bad. It's just Toronto was doing a great job taking their time and space away, fronting shots, really good on puck clears. Any loose pucks, they were getting it and sending it back down the opposite way too. So the one thing I'm interested to see now, if there's going to be an in-person hearing or not for Ryan Reeves for his hit on Darnell Nurse. And again, I sent a couple texts out to see how Nurse is. I haven't heard anything back, but hopefully it's not too serious. And he's a great player for the Oilers, and we wish him a speedy recovery as well.
So let's go back over that hit. We talked about it in the intermission, but that was, he was in his tracks. I don't think Nurse saw him. And you said that if that was you would have said heads up.
Yes, and much to the chagrin of a lot of coaches where they wanted me to be a little bit more punishing, but at the same time I think about myself coming around and in a vulnerable position, maybe with my head down, and what would I expect? Someone to say, hey, at least have the heads up so I can brace myself. So I don't think Nurse saw him at all, and I believe he's maybe a little bit hunched over, but the onus is on Reeves to really do his best to try to get his body. But again, the game is so fast, and I urge anybody to watch an NHL practice from ice level. It is so fast where you don't even know what's going on. Half the time you're just trying to stay out of the way. So when you're in there and making that hit, it's really, really tough to adjust higher or lower. You just do your best to finish the check. So I'm sure if Reeves had a redo, he probably would not go as high. But again, that's the league. That's hockey. It's a contact sport. But let's just hope that Darnell Nurse is not too serious and we see him back on the ice doing what he does best, and that's playing good hockey for the Edmonton Oilers.
Yeah, and we can't speak for Reeves, but maybe he wanted to do something to ignite the team.
Yeah. And again, there's been a lot of people calling for him to do more and produce a little bit more physically and in the truculence department. I believe he doesn't have a fight this year for the Toronto Maple Leafs, but the one thing I could say, he is an honest player. He's an honest fighter. He doesn't go out and jump guys, and his role is really tough because every night, back in the day when I played against him, he was chasing guys around. He could get a fight every single night. There's 6-7 guys in the league that would probably willingly drop the gloves with him. So he's not a guy that goes out and chases it and forces guys to do it. And he's not a guy that goes and tries to take heads off. He's an honest player. It just wasn't a hockey hit, and somebody got hurt tonight, and I'm sure there's going to be some more justice for that. But let's just hope that Nurse is okay.
Stolar's made some big saves when he needed to. He stopped 27 of 30, and here he is post-game asked what he liked about the play in front of him.
In front of you tonight?
Just the way we competed. That's a very good team over there. They play with a lot of pace, and just the way we were kind of able to match their intensity, match their physicality, and we kind of didn't let anything affect us. The 5-minute major, we killed that off. We didn't score on the 5-on-3, but we didn't let it affect us. And this team's talented enough that we just have to stick around the fight and just continue to work hard, and good things are going to happen. And that's what happened in the third period here.
What do you think of the play Mitch made to, I guess, stop it going one on one end and finish at the other?
Yeah, it's just another day for Mitch Marner. It's just he's a great two-way player and someone that we appreciate. And you watch his game, the way he goes up and down the ice and gives it his all. And I'm happy that he got rewarded with that goal.
What have you learned about Bobby McMahon since you've been teammates with him?
He's a big boy. He moves pretty fast, and his ability to protect the puck and drive the net and make smart decisions is one of his key assets. And you look at tonight, he gets rewarded a goal in front, and then just kind of breaking away from their D and catching Skinner off guard. So I'm happy for him as well.
What did you see on the rush that McDavid had early in overtime? He made that right pass.
He's coming in with a lot of speed, and I think it was 1-on-2, so he kind of just cut across, and I kind of just slid, just tried to take it up as much as possible, and hits my pad, and the guys were able to get that puck out.
What's going through your mind, like you mentioned the 5-minute major, like when Nurse in a game like that, and Reeves gets ejected?
You just got to get back to work, and it's obviously an unfortunate incident, but you just got to get to work and just worry about killing it off. You have to worry about that next shot, and the game's 2-1 there, and they have a chance to kind of break it open, and for us to kind of dial it in, not give up too many shots. I think they only had 2 or 3. Was huge and allowed us to stick around.
There was a play in the first where McDavid stole the puck behind the net, came out, you poke checked him. What did you see on that one?
Probably my frame was in the way, so Mo kind of couldn't see him, but someone as talented as him, he's going to come around, and I just tried to surprise him with the poke check, and was fortunate enough to get a lot of contact with the puck there.
Anthony Stolar's post-game Maple Leaf goaltender, not one of the stars tonight, but could have been. It had to be tough to pick stars in this game. I want to go back to what he was talking about, where they could have blown it open. Tavares goes off at 1:32, and at 1:51 McDavid scores, and it becomes a 2-1 hockey game. And at that point, at 1:51, 2:41, which is 50 seconds later, Reeves goes off for 5 minutes. I mean, that 2-1 lead, that could have been 4 or 5-1.
Yeah, and just the way that things have gone in the past, you would not blame them, saying, hey, you know what, it's a 5-minute penalty. You have two of the best players, offensive players in the league, in McDavid and Draisaitl, who are known to really take advantage of the points department, especially on power plays, and they easily could have scored 1 or 2 goals. But kudos to Lane Lambert and what he's done with this team's penalty kill, amongst the top in the National Hockey League, in getting fronting shots, a lot of energy, time and space, taking it away. And for me tonight, it was Edmonton had a lot of one-and-done plays. There was a shot. It was in the corner. They did their job to really get to that corner, win a battle, and get the puck 200 feet. So they cleared the puck probably 4 or 5 times during that penalty kill, and they held the Edmonton Oilers to about 2 shots in that whole entire sequence. So what that does, you lose the momentum with the big hit, you kill it off, and then you get that momentum, and that now makes Edmonton to feel and creep into their game, oh man, maybe tonight's not our night. So it was a great job, and that penalty kill, I think, is probably the first star. So I know Marner got it, but the penalty kill is the first star in my books there, Tats.
Yeah, I agree with you. There's a couple of key points there, things that happened at certain times that sort of swayed the game. The third star in the building was McDavid, the second star McMahon, the first star Marner. I mean, you got to pick 6 stars in this game.
Yeah, I could have got a star. No, but
well, I would have given you one for what it's worth.
I think I ate the most popcorn up here. But again, I really like McMahon now elevated to that first-line status, because now he's making the most of his opportunity, and now making Berube second guess now if he's going to move him down to the third line or the fourth line. And I think he's now been a staple now where I know Pacioretty's hurt, but he has to be at the very least a second-line guy, because he's getting a lot more looks. He can skate, he can push the pace, and he can play physical. So I think he's matching almost what Nyes is doing. He's not bringing that physicality, but he's bringing that impact. He has the same impact where he makes big plays, and he's one step away from scoring a goal, which is really, really good. So I like that chemistry he had tonight. The goals were beautiful, but I like that work ethic. I like that energy. I like that spunk and tenacity. That's contagious and pushes the pace for his other line mates as well.
Well, if you look back on it, so a week ago tonight, Pacioretty goes out, and a week later, you're talking about Nyes rediscovering his game, and you're talking about McMahon reaching the next level. That's exactly what you wanted.
Yeah. And again, I noticed Dewar as well. He was the fourth line left wing tonight as well. And Robertson, again, he's been snake bitten for, I think, the whole entire season since preseason. But I like the fact that Berube's challenging guys, putting them in a position to succeed, and they're running with that opportunity. But I think the key is John Tavares, and he is elevating his game no matter who his wingers are. Yep. And ever since he's been that second line center, and he's been a staple there, it's tough to move him. It's tough to move him now where he is. You're not looking for a second-line guy. You're not going to market, because John Tavares is everybody. And when it's all said and done, he's going to be at a point a game through this his contract that he's been here. He's a big, big part. And I know it's early, but they should be looking at extension right now.
Yeah,
and again, we'll get into the numbers later. It's too early to talk about that too, but he has been a big, big part. He's elevated since Matthews has been injured.
I totally agree with you on that. So it was a thrilling overtime. It only lasted 40 seconds. Here's Mitch Barner, what he saw in overtime.
Yeah, I don't know. I just saw back pressure, just tried to play 2-on-1 as best I could and tried to read the pass, and luckily I was able to do it. And then just tried to jump up the ice quickly and realized I had John and saw an opening and took it.
How good did it feel?
Yeah, it felt good. I mean, I try to play with excitement and fun out there, and those are games you kind of live for. So, luckily enough, got the shot, saw it, and it went in. So, yeah, I was actually more excited just to see Stoles. I was going to go all the way down, but I got too lazy.
What do you think of his game tonight?
It was great again. Yeah, I made some big saves on our penalty kill. Made some big saves through 5-on-5. So he's been doing this for a while now, and massive save there to start OT as well.
Why do you think Bobby McMahon has clicked so well with you guys now that he's moved up from that?
Well, he's moving his feet very well. He's getting around the net, and he's getting rewarded for it. So it's been great to see. He's obviously got a great shot. Like I said, he moves his feet very well, and I thought we've done a good job of moving the puck in the O-zone. We can still do a better job of that, but that'll come.
How much do you relish going head-to-head against McDavid, getting that assignment?
I don't know. Obviously it's probably the hardest challenge in the entire NHL right now. So just try to stay above him. You just got to know you got to stay patient all game, because if you cheat, it's just usually going to end up in the back of the net. So, it's not just a one-guy thing, though. It's 5 guys in the ice as always. So I think as a 5-man unit, we did a pretty good job tonight as doing that. He had a couple looks that still made great saves, though.
I know you're always trying to get that shot mentality down. The puck's been going in a little bit more late here. What are you happy with in terms of that right now?
I guess just getting it on and off the stick quickly. Like I said, finding my spots and picking them. So just try to keep doing it. I've had some great passes from some teammates. Some others just, puck luck. So just got to try to keep doing it, just keep working, and try to just keep getting better every game.
What was going through your mind when Nurse leaves the way he did after that hit tonight?
Yeah, you never like to see that. You really don't. So I hope everything's okay with him, and he has a speedy recovery.
Mitch Marner, number 1 star in the building tonight, and the game-winning goal in overtime, 40 seconds in, unassisted, as the Leafs win 4-3 over the Edmonton Oilers in overtime. This is Leafs Game Night on TSN 1050, the iHeart Radio app, and the Leafs Radio Network.
Kyler Murray is playing about as good as anybody right now and is entering the MVP conversation down the stretch.
When it happens in the NFL, we're reacting to it on Sirius XM NFL Radio.
This is a team that believes that they've got a chance to do something special with Russell Wilson.
Talking about the biggest stories all day.
Buffalo and Kansas City. The game is gigantic. This is a big deal.
From the field to the front office, nobody covers the game like Sirius XM NFL Radio. Channel 88.
The biggest plays.
What a save!
Hits.
Oh, a hard hit.
Goals.
McDavid scores!
Tune to NHL Network Radio for the most in-depth hockey talk on the planet.
He is the GM of the Minnesota Wild.
Insiders.
The revenues and the big business.
And the best analysis on the air.
Alex Ovechkin!
The NHL on Sirius XM. Hear every team and your hometown call. NHL Network Radio. Sirius XM 91. And on demand with the Sirius XM app.
The National Women's Soccer League Championship game is coming to SiriusXM.
Hey, it's World Cup winner Heather O'Reilly of SiriusXM FC. Join Jessica Charman and me for the first national radio broadcast of the NWSL Final.
That's right, Heather. We'll be taking you through every thrilling moment live from Kansas City.
Join us as we make history at the 2024 NWSL Final on Saturday, November 23rd at 8 Eastern.
And it's on SiriusXM FC channel 157 and streaming on the SiriusXM app.
The biggest names in the game.
Trying to get behind Ristolainen, walks in, put it between his legs, shoots it, scores!
NHL play-by-play on SiriusXM.
Join me, Gord Stellick, and Scott Laughlin as we recap the night that was on NHL Morning Skate, weekday mornings at 7 a.m. Eastern on NHL Network Radio, SiriusXM 91.
The best hockey lives here.
Burns gets it back, stick handles to the backhand, moves in front, score!
NHL play-by-play on SiriusXM.
Join me, Scott Laughlin, and Gord Stellick, along with former NHLer Mike Johnson for NHL Morning Skate, weekday morning, 7 a.m. Eastern on NHL Network Radio, SiriusXM 91.
Leafs Game Night live from Scotiabank Arena, 4-3. The Leafs win over Edmonton in overtime. Marner with the overtime goal, his 6th of the season at 40 seconds of overtime. Coach's comments brought to you by Honda. Score a $1,500 Honda bonus on the CR-V LX. Conditions apply. Visit HondaOntario.com. Coach Berube on McMahon and Nye's performances tonight.
They both had strong games tonight, with their size and their ability to skate and get in on the forecheck and be around the net. But this, they have this speed that they can create some separation from people, and like Bobby did tonight, and ended up scoring a goal. And Nyezy too, but they're big body guys that are effective, that's for sure.
You lauded Marner's play both ends. Would you see it over?
Yeah, he was excellent. He did so much good in all facets of the game: penalty kill, power play, 5-on-5. He did a great job of breaking up that 2-on-1 in that play, and going the other way and scoring.
Not passing.
Pardon me?
And not passing.
And not passing. The guy did a good job of taking away the pass. So he wanted to get his 200 tonight, so he got it.
Do you think he can shoot more? I know he's a guy who always talks about
Well, I mean, there's, we always talk about shooting more pucks and guys can shoot more and this and that, but I mean, he's a heck of a playmaker. He can make plays, so I understand why he doesn't shoot more at times, but when he has the opportunities in good spots, he should shoot for sure.
Were you at all concerned going into this year that the contract stuff might weigh on Mitch?
I mean, I don't worry about that stuff because it's out of my control. I mean, and he's obviously not worrying about it. He's just playing hockey and he's enjoying it. He's had a great every day, this guy has tons of energy and life at the rink and on the ice in practice and during the games. And, he's in a real good spot right now.
What do you like about the resiliency in the last couple of games, essentially stealing 4 points out of almost nothing?
I don't know if it's stealing. I mean, I think that we're staying in games, we're keeping it tight, and we're doing what we're supposed to do without the puck. And we're checking hard, and we're doing those things. Now, can we do more offensively in situations and times? Yeah. I thought tonight early on in the game, I don't know, we had 10 missed shots after the first period, missed the net. And probably 5 of them were on the power play. So we could clean some of that up. We'll that's going to create more goals. But, overall, I think that, we're really not panicking in these situations. We're playing the game. We're not trying to open the game up. We're staying with it. And that's what we did tonight. And we ended up getting the lead and gave it back to him on with a 5 versus 6 goal at the end, which is unfortunate. But we're hanging in there. We're just playing. We're not panicking. We're not, we got to score. We got to open it up. We're not doing that, which is good. We don't need to do that. You just got to stay with it.
Coach Berube, you're making notes. What caught your ear?
I like his compliments on Mitch Marner, right? Talking about, he's not pressuring him to shoot the puck more. He trusts his instincts, trusts that he can make some big plays. And I think it goes down to us as analysts that we have a different eye, but some players, and they get the pass because they don't make the right play, they make the better play. And when I say that, it's, maybe you should make that that cross seam pass or whatever, and he goes bar down, or they make a full ice pass, hitting a guy up the middle as opposed to just chipping it out. So some of those guys have a keen eye. They have a sixth sense out there, and I like Berube saying that he trusts that, not saying, hey, you know what, you need just to go out and chip the puck and put it on the net. There's certain guys, not saying they get a pass, but I like the fact that Berube trusts some of his top players' instincts.
Well, I want to ask you this because I think that Marner has been defensively responsible for several seasons. Much more noticeable this year, isn't it?
He has, and again, I was watching the replay on his goal there. He broke up that Draisaitl pass, and it wasn't just him having a stick in the lane. He anticipated that backdoor pass, and when he got it, he put it into an area and then got on his horse. So he read that play and understood, okay, when I get this puck, I got to get back up ice. So just seeing him elevate his game on both ends of the puck, not saying he shut down McDavid, but he did a good job pacing him, forcing a couple turnovers. And I think that's a very underrated part of his game, too. And, it's funny, they were talking about that. I forgot about the contract, too. Could you imagine in years past?
That would never happen. This is the only year that's ever going to happen.
Right? It's Kawhi almost 2.0, I thought it would be. But, again, I like the fact that they've quieted all the noise, and it's just because they're going out there and they're playing the game. It's not about the headlines. It's not about what they're saying in the media. They're going about their business, winning hockey games, playing solid. And in this market, if you do that, you're going to have a pass.
I think actually it's the Kawhi and Ohtani watch that everybody got so tired of.
It's Soto now, too, right? He's followed the Blue Jays. Uh-oh.
I know, but it's happened so often, and we all know how it ends up that we just don't want to care to get there.
Yeah.
I like what he said about Nice and McMahon, and, quite quite frankly, I don't know how consistently they can do that, but if it was a consistent performance, that is a great 1-2 punch on the left side.
It is, and he mentioned their size and their speed, and there's something in that you can't teach, and when you have that, it gives you an advantage over some of the other teams, and and not to bring up Robertson, and that's where he's struggling because sometimes he's getting out muscled or he's getting knocked down. But those guys are so big, so fast, so strong, and what's not measured in the metrics is just how they wear down the opposition. And everyone was talking about the Bouchard butt fumble where he threw it off the teammates. That is a result of just grounding and pounding and feeling a bump and having to push a guy and challenge him. You just get fatigued in your game where you're just prone to make more mistakes. So I like that hockey. That's the hockey that I thrived in playing, down low, getting to the net. It's very, very fun when it's working, and the fact that they're now starting to chip in offensively as secondary now first options, it just adds to the balance of offense, and that's what you need to go towards the Stanley Cup. You can't just be one guy or one line. They have the balance right now, and McMahon and Nyes are a big, big part of this offense on the score sheet, but just getting involved and wearing down the opposition.
Well, Nyes for one. I mean, if you were in the rink and he didn't score a goal, you would still notice him.
100%, and he's Charlie Hustle out there, and RIP to Pete Rose, but he's a guy that rain, sleet, winning, losing, tied, he's going to bring that energy every single shift. And he is tremendously skilled. He is really, really talented with that puck. And, I think every game he's getting more confident in making big, big plays, but he's getting more confident in knocking guys down. He'll go in for a battle, and he'll body a guy. The guy will just fall out of nowhere, and he's almost shocked, right? So once he figures out who he is physically, and we're seeing that evolution game by game, not saying he's going to be unstoppable. He's going to be amongst the top power forwards in the National Hockey League. So it's fun to watch because, yes, I love the skill and I love the finesse, but I like hockey is a big, tough contact sport, and seeing those big guys thrive, it really makes me happy watching from up here.
Well, look at a power play. Ekholm got a penalty for cross-checking. Ekholm's not a stupid hockey player. There was seeds planted there that he was trying to atone for.
Yes, and again, and he said he dived, but again, that was a solid cross-check.
Yes,
and he was trying to dump him, but what he was trying to do was just counteract and mark his territory, knowing that's where Nyes thrives.
Stu, thanks very much.
Always great working with the Tap Man. Happy birthday. Happy 45th.
Yes, thank you very much. You are the best. What a lifesaver. This is Leafs Game Night at TSN 1050, the iHeartRadio app, and the Leafs Radio Network.
You've been listening to NHL Play-by-Play on SiriusXM. Head over to SiriusXM NHL Network Radio, SiriusXM 91, for the best hockey talk.
About all these kids going to high school, and we never had this. They could be made fun of on social media. They don't even know it, and they're walking out of a classroom and people are laughing. Yeah. So it's a different world we all live in because we're all criticized and compared to more and faster. And with that, you need to balance that with support. And I think, lots of coaches that have gone, that I watch around the league in the NHL, there's a lot of great coaches and a lot of good young coaches that are really good at that. The X's and O's, I say to people, are easy now. When the X's and O's are a very simple part of hockey. It's connecting with people and getting people motivated and excited. And that's changed dramatically. X's and O's became big when video hit the computer. You could watch 100 or 1,000 forechecks over and over and over and say, okay, these are the key components on a forecheck. And so, you didn't have to be in the NHL to become better at that. So that's the easy part. I just can't imagine doing this or that I did it. I called Brian Matthews one time in Austin's U17 year. And I said, Brian, I said, do you have any idea how good your son is? And his reply was no. Like, what are you talking about? Why are you, what is this conversation? And I had to explain to him, and I said, I think this is what's going to happen in Austin. I said, you honestly have to prepare for your life to become very chaotic and crazy. And lo and behold, he gets drafted in Toronto instead of some different market. And we know how crazy it can be here.
Oh yeah.
But and then the last thing I'll say on it is I remember leading up to the draft, lots of people said, can he handle Toronto? And I thought, absolutely, no problem. And the biggest thing for me is when a young player comes in the league, and we talked about it earlier, if they're a -2 or 3 and they have a really tough night, you get to know how they're going to respond. And some that breaks their confidence, and maybe they need a stint in the AHL. You got to get them out of the pressure. Mm-hmm. But Austin was so good that if that happened, and when it's happened in his career, it doesn't hurt his confidence. He knows that he's in that category of player that I know I can redeem myself just get me to the next game now. And they can do, the best players can do that. And that's a different echelon of player at the NHL level that can do that. So if you look at the top players in the NHL, their confidence is not going to break. The guys right under that, they have a bad night. They may not want that next game.
Follow every second of the action on NHL Network Radio. From behind the bench to every play on the ice. If it's hockey, it's on SiriusXM NHL Network Radio. SiriusXM 91.
I'm Frank Trachtenberg with your SiriusXM NHL schedule for Saturday, November the 16th. All times are Eastern, and please remember, all games, times, and channels are subject to change. Check SiriusXM.com for the latest updates. In the NHL, 1 p.m., Boston Bruins taking the St. Louis Blues. Bruins on Sirius XM channels 91, Internet 921. Blues on Internet 944. 4 p.m., Seattle Kraken taking the New York Islanders. Kraken on Sirius XM channels 91, Internet 943. Islanders on Internet 937. 7 p.m., Florida Panthers taking the Winnipeg Jets. Panthers on Sirius 210, XM 221 and Internet 931. Jets on Internet 951. 7 p.m., Pittsburgh Penguins taking the San Jose Sharks. Penguins on XM 223, Internet 941. Sharks on Internet 942. 7 p.m., Tampa Bay Lightning taking the New Jersey Devils. Lightning on Sirius 209, XM 220 and Internet 945. Devils on Internet 936. 7 p.m., Toronto Maple Leafs taking the Edmonton Oilers. Leafs on Sirius XM channels 91, Internet 946. Oilers on Internet 930. 7 p.m., Montreal Canadiens taking the Columbus Blue Jackets. Canadiens on Sirius 208, XM 219 and Internet 934. Blue Jackets on Internet 927. 7 p.m., Philadelphia Flyers face the Buffalo Sabres. Flyers on Sirius 211, XM 222 and Internet 940. Sabres on Internet 922. 7 p.m., Carolina Hurricanes take on the Ottawa Senators. Hurricanes on XM 201, Internet 924. Senators on Internet 939. 8 p.m., LA Kings face the Detroit Red Wings. Kings on XM 203, Internet 932. Red Wings on Internet 929. 8 p.m., Minnesota Wild take on the Dallas Stars. Wild on XM 202, Internet 933. Stars on Internet 928. 10 p.m. Vancouver Canucks take on the Chicago Blackhawks. Canucks on Sirius XM channels 91, Internet 948. Blackhawks on Internet 925. For 24/7 coverage of the NHL season and hockey across the world, keep it locked on Sirius XM NHL Network Radio, channel 91.
Hear it all on demand. Your favorite shows, your favorite games. Don't miss a second of your favorite SiriusXM programming on demand with the SiriusXM app. Download it now for free.
New York Rangers legend and Hockey Hall of Famer Mark Messier joined Scott Laughlin on SiriusXM NHL Network Radio, Channel 91, to share what it was like to play in the 1994 finals with the New York Rangers, as well as ending the 54-year drought for the franchise and how that team represented what a hockey team is all about.
Well, look, I'd be remiss if I didn't ask you about 1994 as well. You mentioned Mike Keenan. We spoke with him in studio a couple of weeks ago. He still speaks so highly of you and of that run. So take us back to ending the 54-year drought. In Game 7, you get a power play goal. You shovel a puck underneath of Kirk McLean. Stands up as the game winner, as it turns out. So take us back to that hot, steamy night. What was it, June 14th of 1994 at the Garden of New York?
Just, I guess just starting, going to the rink, trying to keep your same routine. Brian Leach and I would always drive together